can't yet. Now I can. Okay. Hello. I'm just going to get off this and just look at ABC at the moment. It has just indeed gone 6 p.m. And this is the New South Wales state election. For anyone who is perhaps watching this post-wise after the event, we can give a little bit of an introduction about this election. So this is the New South Wales state election, held every 4 years for both the lower house and half of the upper house. I am Aussie's Elect, and I am joined by Sormon.
Hello.
And is that Marky Mark? Oh no, that is Marky Mark. Hello, or aka James. I should call you James, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I'm just watching the ABC at the moment.
The AEC or the ABC?
ABC.
ABC, yeah. So we got Anthony Green on there. You know what? I'll put this up the top so I'll know if anyone's chatting. So, yeah. So we've got Anthony Green discussing Labor 38, Liberal 34. Is this like this is notional? So this is after the
Is that Duma?
Duma?
Yeah, that him.
The guy who. Wait, who? The other guy? You mean?
Yeah.
No, that's not Duma. That's not Duma. Yeah. I specifically made a chat without Duma because I know he has no interest in New South Wales politics.
Alright, I was just sharing the live stream with my audience on Sormon, so hopefully we should get an influx of additional viewers.
Nice. Yeah, well, we might just get a couple of people coming in. So I guess that's the
Did you upload the video or did you just?
No, I didn't. I was too fucked. Something really shitty happened yesterday, and I was just feeling like really shitty. And then the days before, I'm sorry. I dropped
that's
the ball.
alright. Don't worry about it. I don't, it's whatever.
It would have taken. I would have needed to do some editing anyway because the video it would.
Look, it's fine. You said you had a shit day. You know, you don't have to explain your mental health. You know, that's up to you. So, up to us. It's
Anyway, so yeah, that we did record a video, but it did not get uploaded because I kind of dropped the ball on it, and it was kind of done kind of in a rush way, where like someone recorded my screen, and it didn't all record like optimally.
It's kind of a mess.
Like I switched tabs and stuff like that but they didn't show up in the video in the record. I don't know why. It was just maybe my laptop is like silly or something, and it's not because OBS wasn't working for me properly either.
Yeah, my computer's been kind of silly today too. We can keep hearing the zoom, you know, the noise if you turn it off or turn it on for some reason. He was doing it.
You can hear it coming from what, my microphone or?
No, from my computer.
Oh, I can't hear it. I can't hear the
No, it was a while ago, but I mean it's been doing it today, so I had to unplug it.
Right, okay. I'm hoping that I don't get too much echo on the live stream. Would you guys mind? Because I might have to, if I've got too much echo, I'm gonna have to probably change over to headphones. I'm actually just using speakers at the moment. Why don't you guys just listen to the live stream and just make sure that I'm not echoing you guys?
No, I gotta be honest. I thought it was gonna probably be a minority government, but I'm actually being a little bit more confident today than I was the other day. You know, the polling, the list two party first, like 54.5 and 45.5. So it's looking good for Labor.
Oh, I haven't even looked at. I haven't even looked at polls.
The recent polls that came out are more pro-Labor than the earlier polls.
Right. Okay.
And also, One Nation did collapse.
Oh yeah, there was a news poll to 54.5 to 4.5.5 to Labor in New South Wales.
And who would you guys trust more, News Poll or Roy Morgan? Usually I trust
News Poll's usually pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Right, so primary votes are Labor 38, Coalition 35, and Greens 11. And there was nothing reported for One Nation. Like, so it could be anything really.
Yeah, that's true.
And Chris Mins leads Dominic Perrottet as preferred premier.
That's
Wow, which
usually a
is a
death
big
nail.
jump actually.
Perotte's though got a good what's the name, satisfaction though. He's high in the satisfaction. Both of these are actually like pretty popular. This is actually quite
But it, it
not
does
really
it
well
does say
known.
that Perrottet's rating has dived from +9 to -3, while Wins is up from +8 to +14.
Yeah,
So
I don't get it. Like usually both times of these are pretty unpopular, but both of these are actually quite popular in this campaign.
I don't know what happened. Like, what happened in the
Perotte,
last?
he's a nice guy, and Mins, he's just like good speaker, good on
Okay,
pop.
can I just get a since since the election hasn't really started, the voting hasn't started yet? Can I say why is David Spears still running this show?
David Spears? What? Why? Because you think he's like a Sky News hack or something, or what?
He is terrible.
Yeah. I don't. I don't.
Like,
I've seen him on Q and A,
he-
and I didn't like him much on Q and A. But
and I don't like him on Inside. Like on Insiders, he keeps bringing like right wing hacks
oh,
to just dump on like Paul Keating. Like when Paul Keating, like he never brings on any like left wing opinion. He barely ever brings on left wing opinions to
Yeah.
counter his narrative.
right,
Yeah.
right. Well, did you guys see that new Pauline Hanson cartoon?
Um,
No, I just get so pissed off watching that stuff.
honestly, I actually find it funny if I'm being genuinely honest.
Well, my mum showed it to me just before I started the stream, and yeah, it's very much claiming that that Paul Keating has the interests of China at heart, which I don't think I don't agree with that.
It just the problem is I watched a bit of Freedom Tunes back in the day, and when they did a video basically advocating that like Biden was going to lose the 2020 election because he pissed off all the Supreme Court judges.
Right.
I was just like, oh, this is. I know it was meant to be comedy, but it was not funny because it's not comedy. He just constantly saying, "Lol, look at this person, ha 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 ha."
Yeah, I know. Like with David Pocock and the hump on his head.
I didn't know.
And,
I didn't know. Wait, what about David Pocock?
he was going about like the show, and on the show they always portray David Pocock as some idiot with a lump on his head. It was
Oh.
funny the first time, but it's kind of getting repetitive now.
On what, the Pauline Hanson thing or something else?
Yeah, Pauline Hanson.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was David Pocock. Okay, right, yeah.
That's the David Pocock.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Could someone please listen to the stream audio? I just want to make sure that the echo is not
I
too
need
bad.
to check. Sorry.
Because I am not using headphones because I just can't be bothered. But if it's bad, then I'll change over the headphones.
It seems to be coming through fine on the live stream. I can hear it fine.
Like, you're not echoing. Your voice isn't echoing.
Don't believe so.
Okay, well then we're good. We're good then. All good. All right, sweet. Because I didn't test this shit before I started live streaming. I literally got ready to live stream just as it hit 6 o'clock. So
how many we got 3 viewers. We got the user K. Like
yeah, the K, just K.
How do you get away with a username like K? I guess like YouTube
Doesn't care.
And Arch Anarchist is here, and he says I don't hear an echo, which is good. That's very good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like normally I have my 2 screens set up at uni, but I'm at home today because I'm going to uni.
Right. Okay. I have got 2 screens, thankfully, so that makes things a little bit easier.
You're at uni. What are you doing at uni, like degree-wise?
I've just finished a PhD.
Oh, a PhD, and was that like in politics or something else?
I kind of wish it was in politics. It's actually in earth science.
In science.
Yeah.
Right.
Fun fact: the other guy who's in this, other guy who's in this chat, who's going to join us later, had a class where Sormon was teaching.
Yes, that happened last week.
That's really amusing.
I'll tell you the story. So about 3 weeks ago, I get a message from one of the professors at uni, a guy by the name by the name of Graham. And Graham's like, "Hey Simon, I'm in the United Kingdom visiting my family. Can you help run a prac?" And when I heard that, I thought he meant demonstrate. So demonstrators are people that sit in the prac. The lecturer tells the people what to do in the prac, and then lets people get started in the prac. And your job is just to walk around and help everybody. Like you're just there as like an extra hand to help people run the experiment. He actually wanted me to. Sorry, was that
technical assistant?
Yeah. But what I didn't realize is not until the actual day of Thursday, he actually wanted me to run the entire prac myself, and I'm like, what? So I had to like find like he did a very bad job giving me the task sheets. I had to go talk to another professor who had access to the course material because I had not seen the course material, and then just spent like all of the morning just rushing through the course material trying to bring myself to speed of what the prac was on. And I finally got there, and I ran the prac, and lo and behold, what's he going by in this slide
Hey,
through today? Was that
was
yeah?
it?
So Heath, yeah. So Heath was there, and so like I was like, oh no, this has got made it even worse. But yeah, so I ran a whole prac by the skin of my teeth on Thursday, and yeah, that was a fun experience.
Hey, you go to University of Adelaide, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Have you ever seen Julie Gillard just roaming the corridors? Like, not really.
Do you want? I'll just give him one story. Do you want another story? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see what
oh
All
my
right.
happens.
God,
Okay. Okay.
so
Here we
many
go. Here we go.
stories. Oh
So,
my
Hi,
God.
Julia.
Uh,
all right. So basically, it's this is back during my undergrad. So I'm doing a physics class, and I get to the lecture theater, and everyone's waiting outside, and I'm like, why am I going inside? I was like, oh, there's a class in there. I'm like, okay. So I put a nosy in, and as I put my head around the door to see what the class is, I'm like, come out. I was like, holy guys, Julia Gillard's in there, and they're like,
Yeah,
no way. So the other guy like pops his head and is like, holy he's right. It's like, wait, what? Like, and every time like someone rocked up to the outside of the lecture theater, we're like, hey guys, Julia Gillard's in there. They're like, no way. Pop their head in. Holy
yeah.
she's in. That basically went on for like 15 minutes until the class ended and they all left, and then we went in and started doing a half class. It was one of the funniest because the joke just kept going.
Yeah. There she goes. She's at the door once again. The revolving door. In and out, in and out.
I feel like we've got a bit more consistency now with prime ministers. Like Scott
Oh,
Morrison lasted 4 years, and
that's also because
I don't
he,
see
he
Albo
was
going anywhere soon.
well, he was quite the factional power broker though. He had Alex Hawkes as numbers man, and with the centre right in control, it was pretty hard to get rid of. It was not being controlled by no one. I watched the ABC Four Corners documentary, and basically Alex Hawke and Scott Morrison made like their whole little faction, and it just grew from there, and eventually became prime minister on the back of the 2018 leadership tension between Dutton and Turnbull.
I have trouble believing that Scott Morrison was elected. Like to me, he was always elected as just because they didn't want Dutton, so he was kind of like the only powerful liberal that they could elect.
He was powerful, Scott Morrison, because of
Oh, so are you playing around with the live stream at the moment, Eli?
I am,
See
yes.
like?
So, if yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what to do because the browser thing on OBS is not working. So,
Hey,
oops.
what do you guys think about Chris Minns and Cogra? Because they're on about
Yep.
Chris Minns on the ABC right now, and with Craig Chung, like you was seeing Donny Perrott in Cogra today, and he got like quite the warm reception. So I'm not expecting Chris Minns to lose the seat, but Donny Perrott getting pretty. Oh, give me a second.
What do you say? You think Chris Minns is gonna lose? Oh, you don't expect him to lose a seat? Okay, yeah. Right, fair enough. All right, there we go.
Like he's probably going to gain, but it will be funny if he actually loses his seat because it'd possibly put this election as one of the few elections where like there's never been an election where a party has won and
There
not
we
their
go.
leader. But I mean one as in from opposition to government without their leader. Because that's never happened before. The only time it's happened before is in the Northern Territory, and it was a re-elected government.
All right, I have dinner, so I'll be back.
Oh,
I'm having dinner right.
It won't take that long. Don't worry.
so I guess I'm just running the stream until everyone's back. I guess.
Yeah. You're running the stream. Yep. I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna leave it on ABC.
Okay.
Well, I'm having my dinner too.
All right, guys. So let's look at the seat results. Currently, we have no counts in any seats. As for seats in doubt, literally every seat is in doubt. This is really down to the wire. We do not know who has won this election currently, but I will let you know when the count goes from 0.00% to 0.01% after a small booth somewhere in a town that nobody's heard of closes and does their count.
Yeah. The counting will end early though because it ends at 10:30, so you won't. I don't think we get the full results until a few days after the election.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get the full results until
Especially in the legislative council, because also legislative council right now is not the greatest for Labor. It's a right wing majority, 22 to 20. So if Labor can, if Jeremy Brocking, sorry, Jeremy something, I forgot his last name, the legalized cannabis candidate gets in, then it should be good. Jeremy used to be a Green, but he switched from to independent and lost his seat the last election. So let's see if he can get his seat back again.
yes. So 21 for majority.
No, 22. It's 42.
Yeah, but you can appoint a president from the other side.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what Labor did in SA. The current president of the South Australian Legislative Council is actually a Liberal or a former Liberal member.
yeah.
That's how. So if we go at up the moment, Labor, Greens, and Animal Justice, it's a total of 19, and then the shooters could potentially do the break. The Labor and the Greens could benefit from a gain of a few. I think
Yeah.
they'll probably, judging by the looks of the polls, they'll probably. I think I don't know how much they've gained compared to the last election.
Equivalent to by third. I just found.
If they do get that 38, they're polling. That's an increase in 5%. They should get them in another seat in the Legislative Council.
Well, if we're going to by third too, to swing, if it's from last election, which last election was like 47.98, that would be like 6% swing. If it's like 53%, if we're looking at the baseline. So that 6% swing is good enough to give them a uniform. If they have a uniform, they'll pick up like Winston Hills, Holsworthy, Parramatta, because they're on the best.
What would so Kay's asked, what would happen if Labor wins, but Binns loses his seat? So, Kay, in the Northern Territory election, the Country Liberals were re-elected in 1977, but their leader wasn't. Their deputy leader just immediately became the leader. They would probably have to. Technically, when a party wins an election, they appoint a leader after they win the election. They just default to the person that was always going to be. It's still a process to elect the prime minister after the election. Like the party goes, all right, we have won the election. We now want to put this guy forward. But obviously, you knew who that guy was going to be from the start because they're the leader of the party. But in the event that that person is not there, you will then have to possibly do a quick little party meeting beforehand and elect a new guy. I'm making sense there. I'm waffling a bit. I apologize.
It'll probably be and if you're determining on if you win an election, usually if you win your seat, there wouldn't be election. At least with the ALP, if you lose, then you would have to resign. But it's not if you win.
Hey, are there pre-counting pre-polls or are they doing them last? Okay,
They
so
yeah,
there are some places counting pre-polls. I'm not sure if they're counting pre-polls alongside polls of today, or if they're in like their own separate areas. But I know some pre-polls aren't just going to be counted at all tonight because they're in voting centres that don't have any counters.
yeah.
Anarchist said, sorry. I can't pronounce that. I think Labor might lose my seat to the Greens. Page, what they call it. Okay. Interesting to see Hunters and Fishers run a candidate's time, but they ran dead. Yeah, I don't see the Shooters and Fishers doing well this election. Like their party's imploded basically. I was really kind of hoping for them as an alternative to the Nationals, but they've just pun intended shot themselves in the foot.
Right. That's because Roy Butler was very hard headed. He wouldn't have considered much, just from what I heard at least. And talking about pre-polling, they're taken to another place and they count them there. They don't count in the same place.
Yeah, like in fact, some of the pre-polling booths aren't even the same booths used for elections. They're actually different ones.
They're different.
I pre-polled in 2019, but since then I've always voted on the day because I just enjoy voting on the day. It's more fun.
So you were scrutineered the last federal election. Have you scrutineered?
Yes, because I'd scrutineered the state election 2 months earlier.
So how do you come to scrutiny? Do you just ask your Labor branch president, have you scrutiny, or do you get some?
they asked me basically.
Okay.
A lot of the people weren't actually wanting to do scrutineering, um, which is why like they were very desperate for it, and like they really wanted me like in the federal election. They really wanted me at Paradise because that was one of the bigger polling booths in Sturt that they wanted to see if we could flip. I don't think I can't remember if Labor flipped it or if they cut the margin down big time.
They got the margin was booth by James Stevens is still the manifest it.
Yeah, but we came close. Sturt's like the fourth most marginal seat in the state now, and it used to be a very safe Liberal seat. So
Well, yeah, well until 2007 basically, but then they regained the margins.
So we think some of these saying they think Labor might lose their seat to the Greens. Is that like an inner city seat? Like I think the Greens own Byron Bay, don't they?
They really hold that city, Bellina.
Yeah.
Like the whole Bellina, Balmain, and Newtown, which is Balmain is like Balmain, Newtown's like inner city, and Bellina's Byron Bay and
Yeah. Because I don't know why Byron Bay's become this sort of like progressive haven from what I've seen.
well, that's because a lot of young people go there, like a lot of Gen Z go there and like holiday or live there.
Okay, because normally when I think of coastal resort towns, I used to think of places old people retire to, and that's why places like in the US, Florida is massively Republican, and why Queensland is massively liberal, is because a bunch of retirees move there because they like the hot weather.
Yeah. Well, also it's a lot of reality shows go to Byron Bay, like the Housewives or Byron Bay to Gen Z of Byron Bay. A lot of shows like that go to Byron Bay, so it makes younger people go there and move there.
Okay, I'm going to watch a bit more. So it's mostly just talking about seats at the moment. Unfortunately, my knowledge on the seats is a bit weak.
You know who might lose their seat? You see North Shore.
Uh,
They might lose their seat in North Shore or Willoughby, and possibly even Hornsby. Back end seat. The treasurer. Hey, have you heard about that? Hornsby. Matt Keane's primary vote is like collapsed like 37%.
in Hornsby.
Yeah, from the poll. Matt Keane, the treasurer.
I think we might have another.
It's a chill seat. Chill.
I don't know how other Tills would do. I'm
No.
still not convinced of how other Tills will do in this election.
But they're doing Clarence and Richie
Oh,
Williams.
so Hornsby is kind of similar. It's made up of a lot of areas of Barawa, which I've covered in the federal electorate series.
And also McCullough.
Yeah.
They're currently doing. Yeah, they're currently just talking about like Clarence and Coogee, which will probably I think Coogee would go Labour, and
Well, Barawa's never gone to Labour, so I'll be a bit
Coogiee's different.
skeptical.
So I'm just saying say was like Clarence is going to go to Richie Williams and Chris Galactus.
I have trouble seeing North Shore going late. I guess a Till could win, but I'm just not skeptical about the Tills. The Tills did really badly in Victoria. Oh wait, so we got some initial results coming in from the seat of Coogee. What sort of? Okay, it's a Labor seat.
Not Coogee. Not Coogee.
How do you
that's
pronounce it?
Coogee.
What?
Coogee? Like
Coogee.
yeah, Coogee.
God, I hate Australian place names.
I got family I was living in Coogee, so I've been there before, so I said no.
Have you ever been to Swell in Victoria? It looks like it's pronounced Statwell. Oh, it's Stall, that's right. No, it's spelled Statwell and it's pronounced Stall.
I've never been to Victoria. I've only been to Melbourne once when I was like real young. Like,
So I know Stall because it's on the road to Melbourne from Adelaide.
Hello, I'm back.
Had a nice dinner.
It was very good, thank you. It
what
was
did you have?
chicken with some sauce.
Nice.
So what are we been discussing?
How many yabs right now?
We're just talking about how stupid Coogee or whatever its name is.
How stupid Coogee is.
Why do they write towns and spell them as stupidly?
Coogee is a place in Sydney. It's in the eastern suburbs.
Yeah, but apparently I pronounced it wrong.
It's Coogee. Yeah. Um,
It's around Kingsford Smith, like it's named Kingsford Smith. If you're talking federally.
so I'm just going to read the chat. Like you guys have probably already replied to everything that was in the chat, but I'll just...
Yeah, I've replied as far as
Does this
uh
guy live in Ballina? Anarchists, anarchinists. Yeah.
yeah, I've talked to him a bit. I think I've pretty much I haven't read all of any of the stuff on the bottom page at the moment. So anything from case makes sense down. I haven't read much
Yeah, I
yet.
don't think the Greens are going to win any seats. I think the Greens are just going to either they're going to stay the same or they're going to go backwards. I don't think they're going to lose Balmain, but
I controversial opinion. I think the Greens might see gains selection. Maybe not in the seats, but definitely in the popular vote. Just because I
yeah,
think
I can
people,
see
a
that. I can see
lot of
that.
lefties aren't happy with Mins.
Right, right. Which is fair. Like I'm not that happy with him too
Albanese
because
was better than Mins, and he went
yeah,
backwards to the Greens.
that's right. Yeah. Nah, he's from Lismore. Oh, okay. And Lismore's a Labor seat, I think, right? I should really get the poll bludger thing up. What the
Hey,
seat
we guys
looks
think
like.
about Lismore, Arcanist, talking about like 17,000 people losing their homes in Lismore.
You okay?
Yeah, just congestion. I'm eating right now. I'm having tea. And
Are you
Don't talk
feeling?
with your mouth full.
I'm
Maybe
not.
your mother.
I'm not sure I'm not full.
Oh, stop talking.
All right, so I'm just gonna like look on the Poll Bludger website. Um, so Coogee, yeah, it's in like the eastern suburbs. It's got like a margin of 2.3%. Um, and yeah, I don't think that's gonna change. Yeah, the Greens, Balmain, 10%. Like, why do they think? Because the person's retiring, they think that this is the Greens could win it back. I mean, the Labor could win it back, but yeah, no. Um, and look how like blue regional New South Wales is except for Lismore and Ballina. That's
Well,
amazing.
because Janelle Savage is quite a popular member. Like, she was the former member of Page until she lost her seat in 2013.
Janelle Saffin.
Yeah, Janelle Saffin. Yeah,
Oh,
she was in federal parliament but lost it in 2013 to Kevin Hogan.
right. I see. Okay. Right.
If you know who Kevin Hogan is, I'm pretty sure you know he's quite the figure in nationals.
Right.
Yeah. Then she became member of Lismore. I think it was 2019 or 2015. Like that.
Min sucks according to Kay.
You know what's funny? Actually, I live in Sydney, but I keep getting like ads from Clarence and Lismore, like Janelle Saffin ads. Like I don't get what it is. I think my internet provider might be like set up in Tweed or something, but keep getting ads from like Tweed.
Can I say? I think I mentioned this in the video we were supposed to put up a few days ago, but Mins was one of the biggest defenders of Anthony Albanese during the 2022 election. Like he was one of the people that really cut through the media's nonsense and was like, let's actually talk about what matters and stop these stupid character attacks. And I do respect him for that. He is a good campaigner and knows how to like cut through the crap and actually gets to the point. So I will say I do like Mins for that aspect, but there are other aspects I don't like about him.
I don't like the land tax policy that Labor has. I think that the Liberals have a pretty good policy on that, but
What do you
Labor...
mean? What's your opinion on abolishing stamp duty?
Yeah, I think it's a good policy for the Liberals, like abolishing
Um,
stamp duty, sort of putting a land tax in sort of progressively, like incrementally. I think that's really good policy. But Labor Party have they like ideologically they should be supporting that policy, but they didn't back it
I don't say that.
out of political reasons. What were you gonna say, Sorman?
I was saying Anna Krista said Judy was better. To be honest, I think you meant Jody. She's referring to Jody
Judy.
McKay.
Hey, I'll be right back. I'm just doing something.
Judy. Judy McKay. What
No,
was Judy? Was
Judy
she on the
Mackay.
left or the right? Jodie McKay.
I think she was left because I think Mins is definitely right.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I know that the polls improved much for Labor when Chris Minns came in.
But I liked Judy better.
I didn't really pay much attention to her because I believe I was living in like New South Wales while she was opposition leader. So
Like I was also big into Friendly Geordies back then, and he,
Right.
was a big defender of her. And I kind of think she got unfairly attacked by the media. Like,
Mm. Yeah, well, I don't know. I didn't like her voice. I thought her voice was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of annoying. So that's all.
that
That's
sounds
all
a
I
bit
remember about
rude.
her.
That's a bit.
Other than that, apparently Georgie's did like an interview with her. I know that. Yeah. So yeah, what are you expecting? Um, Judge Judy, she was left. She came back and exposed branch stacking. I see. She,
We're getting results coming in now.
are we?
Still, yeah, few seats are now getting results.
Oh, is this on the website? It's on the ABC website.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the
Should I?
saying?
Let me. I should go to the ABC. I should.
Currently, if the results are true, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Labor and 1 for the Nats, but we're still very early.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't called anything. It's just who's ahead in seats, I guess.
Yeah.
JM says like Jody more than Mins, but I will admit Mins personality wise has done well, especially in the migrant communities. So Jody McKay, she was Labour left. Actually, I'm gonna look that up now just so that I know for sure, and I'm not asking everyone. Um, let's see, Labour.
Don't ask me about Labor factions. I don't believe in them.
You don't believe in Labour factions? No, Jody McKay is a Labour right politician. I just looked it
Oh,
up.
okay. What about Mince? Is he also right?
I think he's also right. So I guess it's just they didn't think that a Labour left person could win in the
To be honest, from what I've heard, it might be wrong, but I've heard that like the Labor left is kind of a lot weaker these days than they used to be
right. Yeah.
because
Especially with like, they've always
no,
kind of
because a lot of them went to the Greens.
Oh, I see.
So the Greens has eaten a huge chunk out of Labor left.
Right. Yeah. So Chris Minns is also part of Labour, right? And yeah, I actually hang around with the Labour left people at the university I go to, which is UTS.
Yeah,
Um,
like my city council, my local ward just got a new member who's from Labor left, and I've become good friends with.
right.
Mm. What about your local member Steve Jones? I'm guessing he's like later left.
Steve Jajanis, no, he started with the Labor left, but has moved to the Labor right.
Okay, yeah, because
And so is Tom Gibson Turnus, my state member.
you know,
South Australia's big Labor right. We want to
oh,
we like Labor. If the Labor right wants something done, it gets done. Like the Labor left sort of just gets taken on for the ride, which kind of sucks for them.
yeah, like you look in New South Wales, Labor left has always been kind of weak ever since really like Neville ran, and it's not. I wouldn't say particularly the Labor left. Like everyone from Labor left is left Labor. I'd say it's more the base of the party, with the party in New South Wales being actually one of the more conservative Labor
Well,
parties in the state.
yeah, sorry. Labor left is dominant mainly in ACT, Victoria, and Tasmania. Although they're in trouble in Tasmania. A
Well,
lot of people
I,
feel
I,
like the
I
right needs
wouldn't
to
say
take over
Victoria.
there.
Victoria, it's kind of weird. They don't say the Labor left. They say there's something else. I forgot the name. Or what they actually call Victoria. But ACT is generally like I think it's the most progressive territory in the entire country. Like the Liberal Party in the ACT is basically Labor right.
So
Well, yeah, the Liberals have not won in the ACT since the 90s.
so do you guys
Yeah,
think?
another minority government.
Do you think that the AUKUS thing made more people who would have preferenced Labor preference the Liberals instead because Labor are seen as just the same as Liberals with their position on AUKUS?
I don't see that affecting a state election.
No, I'm generally supportive of AUKUS. I think having a nuclear submarine definitely gives us more clouts on the ocean.
I'm not super supportive of AUKUS, but I still agree that we need a submarine.
Well, I mean, like it generally like we got some clout now. If you think about it, like we're surrounded by Indonesia and also like China, which is close enough. So having nuclear submarines, having nuclear capabilities, as you like to call it, would definitely give us some clout against China.
So who is HV Everett?
He was an opposition leader for the Labour Party from 1951 till 1960.
Oh God, H.V. Evans.
He was
Right.
also president of the UN in like 1949. He's a very famous politician. He's got a federal seat named after him.
Yeah, he's a famous politician because of how bad he was, basically.
Okay, he's in the 40s. He was like really great because he was a very successful high court judge. He obviously helped found the UN. He's done a bunch of things. But as an opposition leader in the 50s, he did very badly. He obviously led to the Labour Party split that led to the DLP forming.
Yeah.
He was partly responsible for that.
Yeah. Okay, and that's the whole divide. If you want to know the roots of Labour left and Labour right, just go to HV Abbott. Labour left is people who supported Abbott, and Labour right is people who more support the group is.
Uh,
Let's check out.
no, because the DLP found their own thing. The DLP ended up imploding in the 70s under Whitlam, who
I
also
am
would argue would be.
Why are we
Whitlam
talking
Labour-
about
is
the
Whitlam Labour
DLP
left?
right now?
I believe so. I believe she was
I
Labour.
thought Whitlam was the one who sort of created the factions.
No, I don't believe so. Like
No, he officialized the factions. I think
oh,
he,
yeah. Because it was Jim Carnes. Jim Carnes, like, wasn't he like a faction power broken? That's why he became deputy prime minister in the last few months. Because you said it was something to do with Lance Barnard and Jim Carnes got become.
No, I know Hawke was famous. So Hawke was the guy who created all the policies. So you know when Albanese became leader and Tanya Plibersek had to give up the role as deputy leader because she was also from the left faction?
Yeah.
That was because of Bob Hawke. So Bob Hawke was the one who passed all the laws that say the leader. So if the leader of the party is right, then the deputy has to be left, and same in the Senate. So I believe Wong. I think Wong is left. Yeah, Wong and Albanese are left. So both the leaders are left, and that's why Richard Miles, the deputy leader, is right. And I think is it Katie Gallagher who's the deputy leader in the Senate? I think she's also right. If it's Gallagher, I don't know if it's someone else. Let me check.
I forgot
Yeah.
that New South Wales is optional preferential voting, so I'm just wondering if the subs deal.
That does also lead to a lot of wasted voting because it leads to less preference flows. Hopefully, though, we're able to get good preferences towards us expected from the Green.
I think that it will come into it a little bit, Mr. Anarchanist.
Yeah.
But I guess,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's going to be that much of a change. So.
So what were you saying? I had to go.
I'm trying to think who the deputy leader of the Senate is for the Labour Party.
You mean Don Farrell?
Oh, is it Don Farrell? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. So it's both
Don
South
Farrell.
Australians. Yeah, South Australia rules the Senate.
So
the Don Farrell.
anyone who reads the poll
Just
bludger.
saying, Don, like the goddamn man, that guy was powerful back in the day. That guy was powerful.
Sorry, you just remember the one that's like meet all the mafia bosses. We got Don Capone, Donald Duck, Don Don Suspenseful, Don, and Don Shocking, Don.
Don Farrell. Yeah. Honestly though, Don Farrell's pretty funny. Like I watched some of his sentences, like every so and so, and I sort of got half the question he gets asked. He's like, President, it's an important issue, but we're gonna do it in a concise way, and just goes like that. Like that's just how he is.
So
he does a lot of
William Bowe is not going to be writing for the poll bludger tonight. He's going to work for Channel 9 apparently. So we've got a guest posting on the poll bludger for anyone who.
Riverston looks. Hopefully, Riverston. Warren Kirby's able to pick up Riverston. Let's see. He's up, but early voting, really early.
Why are you thinking Riverston?
Because it's on the ABC right now.
Where is Riverston?
It's Chiefly.
Near a river.
Is it Western Sydney?
Yeah, here. Like I'll give you generally. It's like where McMahon is, Chris Bowen's seat.
Yeah.
That's like where it is.
Right. I'm just trying to find it on the electorate map. Oh, it's up there. I see. Okay, yeah. It's like really big, like Christville, right? That's like the Castle Hill area.
Castle Hill. No, that's like Dominic Paradise.
No, it sort of is. It's still in the hills area. There's like it's like Rouse Hill, the Ponds, Parkley, Quakers Hill, Showfields, that kind of thing. Yeah. So it's sort of like the Christian area, but not like the really Christian area. So Dominic Perrottet, he's in like Kellyville or something, is he?
No, he's in Epping, like
Epping.
At the hill, like he's in like the hills area.
Right. Yes, he's in Epping. Yeah. Okay, I see. You're right.
He was a member for Castle Hill, then he became a member for. Let's see, he changed seats 3 times. Let me check Dominic Perrottet. So, let me find him. Okay, so he was originally the member for Castle Hill, moved to Hawkesbury, then moved to Epping.
I think that makes
So-
sense, JM. If Balmain are close and Greens retain, August might be a reason. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Heath. Welcome.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Just doing a sound check.
Yeah, we
Yep.
can hear you.
Sounds great. So what's the current time over in New South Wales?
6:40 p.m.
Cool. So polls are well and truly closed.
Yep.
And
We don't really have
polling-
any results yet. So
That's fair. I'd assume.
Basically, half the seats have had at least have had at least like 0.1% counted. So we're sort of starting to get results, but we can't make any. Like Labor's like way ahead in seats that they shouldn't be. So
yeah, like Labor are ahead. And I'll just switch to this on the screen. So Labor.
It may take a while to get the results. Like they're not doing accounting tomorrow. They're only finishing at 10:30 tonight. So
Labor massively ahead in Balmain. Labor massively ahead in Bega. Labor, well, they probably are going to win Canterbury. That's my seat. Nationals.
Yes, it's going to be interesting seeing the impact, obviously, of New South Wales having optional preferential voting in the lower house, so they're not going to have a strong.
I have a comment I want to talk to. So, and Chris says, the Greens. A lot of Greens will just vote one Green, so they don't want to give the vote to another major party. I disagree. As someone who's been with the Greens, like I used to be with the Greens before I joined Labor, the Greens, they are very well aware that they are a party that, if they can't win, they help get Labor in. Like they frequently in their speeches say, "Look, when we go there, we're going to make sure that we have a Labor government and a Greens crossbench holding them to account." They know the Labor's going to be the ones that form government, not them. But they know they want to be there the whole way. So, like, they are big on your Green voters very much make full use of preferential voting because they know it benefits them. It's One Nation that are the party that are more like it's Mark Latham or bust. So I don't think you'll find the Greens exhausting preferences. There might be some like hardcore Greens, but I think I generally think Greens are much bigger on preferencing than say something like One Nation or UAP. Is Clive Palmer running in this election?
no, I don't think so.
What? Okay,
No.
so if there was a
No, I
war,
don't think. There's no Clive Palmer type of United Australia party running in New South Wales.
no Clive Palmer type what party? Sorry.
There's no Clive Palmer running in New South Wales.
I saw that Craig Kelly was running in the upper house though, or is that a different Craig Kelly?
Let me see. Because he could be running as an independent, but not under Clive Palmer.
Yeah, like if you look at Group B in the upper house, like the person who leads that ticket, I believe, is called Craig Kelly.
Wait, let me check.
Right, so
Okay,
it looks like
let's see.
Anthony Green isn't really talking about any results that are coming yet.
Oh yeah,
Is that even
yeah. Actually,
Kerry
yes,
yet?
that
He
is Craig Kelly. That is Craig Kelly.
And the reason why they're not talking about any results yet is because the polling booth staff would have just finished their traditional post 6 p.m. pizzas after letting last the stragglers through, and then 6:30, if we're following the schedule, they'll start the magic counting.
They do pizzas? I didn't know that. You know more about
Sormon,
New South Wales politics than I do.
Green, what made you switch from Green to Labor? Like, what was?
The big thing was the 2019 election, like Labor losing that, and then the Greens having the goal to say Labor lost because they weren't progressive enough. It just really pissed me off. I was already kind of leaving the party then because I found Greens just a bit too driven by social policy and not enough by the economic policy that I was passionate about.
Agreed.
The Greens also they don't. As much as I have issues with conservatives, you can't just write them off because sorry to say it, 40% of the country is conservative, and you need to win their support over to be a functional government. You can't just say we'll stuff them. And I think that's the problem I have with the Greens. They just did not. They were not open to the other side. Also, as someone who has Christian faith, a lot of the Greens can be very hostile to anyone who's religious. There's a whole bunch of ways that the Greens just. I fell out with the Greens.
I actually did not know about your religious identity until Heath told me.
Well,
I'm not very open about my Christianity. It's partly because I have trouble talking about it. Like it's not something that's like, hey, did you want to know about Jesus? Like I felt like an idiot to say something like that.
Right.
The same. So, like you said, you're Christian. Are you just generally Christian, or are you Protestant?
Uniting faith, if you know what that is.
here we go. Look, Anthony Green is discussing the preferences right now, like literally what we're talking about,
And it's just is actually a very interesting thing, Greens and the relationship with Christianity, because I've got another mate, a Catholic mate of mine, and he's also quite high up in the Greens, and he said that all of the people he's met who are involved with the Greens, there's only him and one other person that, in his words, has time for the Bible, because a lot of Greens are anti-religious or not very accepting of Christian values, which is quite incongruent with with a lot of Australia, percentage-wise.
Yep. So it looks like, according to Anthony Green, about 40% of Greens' preferences just exhaust. They don't go to Labor.
Really?
50%.
So they don't number. So they don't put number 2 or anything on their ballot. They just vote one Greens and they don't continue numbering.
I wonder if the Labor Party would ever try to push for compulsory preferential voting in the state level.
Oh, they most definitely will if they win this election. I think every time they've gotten to power, they've brought it back in.
Right.
The Awesome Votes helps the coalition.
We've also got One
Yes.
Nation, but it really that really takes a lot out of it with the optional preferential voting too. With One Nation, it looks like 70% exhaust, and only 20% go to the coalition. 10%,
Yeah, no, that's
11%
completely crazy.
Labor.
No.
Oh, have you looked at the total parties votes at the moment? I know this is going to be what it's like on the night.
That is a very good question, actually. I'm going to have a look at that myself.
Supposedly, Labor's minus 2.5, Liberals minus 10, Nationals plus 6, and Greens plus 1. Like,
Yeah, I will
I
display
don't think
that.
this is accurate at the moment.
No. I mean, no. Okay. Well, no. This would be a landslide to the Liberals, right? Like if these were the results, right? Because it would mean like 37% to the Liberals and 31% to Labor. So yeah, and it's interesting. 16%, and shooters, fishers, farmers have 3 times the vote of One Nation, according to this as well.
What?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that really means very much.
And one big benefit, for lack of a better word, of optional preferential voting is a marked decrease in spoiled ballots and ballot errors, which is particularly important in areas like Western Sydney, where you have quite a large migrant population, and often in federal elections you have like 1 in 10 or even 1 in 5, depending on the
So
electorate.
are you advocating for optional preferential voting, Heath?
Yes, it strikes a fair balance between the negative effects of first past the post, and also allows for some form of proportionality, for lack of a better word, in response outcomes. So I'm actually quite a big fan of single seat optional preferential voting, and that gives minor parties a chance, but also reduces the amount of erroneous ballots that are marked.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's.
Quite interesting. Did you just see what they said on the ABC? They said the upper house is being contested by 290 candidates, down from 346. Do you think? What's your opinion on that, guys? Like just less candidates than there were before.
Less
And usually,
candidates.
house
Like,
has a ton of candidates.
maybe a lot of those one-off candidates were like so focused on the federal election they forgot the state elections were a thing. There was like a lot of candidates, especially in Victoria. I think Victoria had like the most candidates of any election in. Also, I think actually was there an up to the mark of how much money you have to spend to become a candidate? She had to put money in to become a candidate, I believe.
I would
Yeah,
like
you
to. I want to.
Yeah.
How much is it? Do you know, Heath?
Oh, like something's like I think it's like $1,000 at state. It's like 10,000 at a federal level. It's not cheap, so
It's not
but basically-
$10,000 at a federal level. That's not true. I know that for a fact. I think
yeah, I
it's,
know, but it's some thousands, because it is a lot of money. Because they don't want like joke candidates and whatnot. But just following on from someone's point about the Victorian election, I think the reason why there were so many candidates there is because there's a lot of like fringe right-wing parties that were pissed off with Daniel Andrews and his
Yeah.
lockdowns and vaccines as well. So there were quite a few anti-vax, anti-lockdowns, or just anti-Dan right-wing candidates and minor parties.
there's actually not that many parties in New South Wales anymore. Like, I'm actually surprised. Like, there's a lot of sort of independent groups. There was like quite a few on the ballot, but there's not very many parties.
You used to have the Christian Democrats, but they collapsed in 2011.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's still doesn't Fred Nile still have his own ticket, but it's like one of those like no above the line tickets or something like that.
Yeah, fringe tickets. Yeah, he's like one of those because what's the funny thing I do find about these anti-vaxxers? It seems that like they are very lacking in actual doctors and people who are in that line of work. It seems like they very lack doctors and just people who understand the human body.
Fair enough.
I was watching a video. And this guy went to like a protest, and there was like 0 doctors. Like I think it was like 1, but you see when the anti-vaxxers community, you'd never find a doctor basically. So
Yeah,
no,
so
Yes, and another interesting thing about I've noticed about the New South Wales election, following it from South Australia, is that yes, there is less candidates, but some candidates that are running for re-election are quite high profile, such as Mark Latham, of course, who's been running a whole bunch of ads that have been coming up in my feed and all the rest of it, wanting to win his upper house seat again.
So Fred Nile appears on the ballot second to his wife Sylvania with no party affiliation in Group G. So he is still running, but he's not going to get anywhere because nobody votes below the line.
yeah.
Edgy people vote below the line, though.
Edgy people, people who think they're smart, yeah.
Do you know who I heard actually may lose his seat? I'm definitely hoping he loses his seat. Gareth Ward. Even if he wins, they're going to suspend him from Parliament.
He's going to be suspended from Parliament?
Yeah, he'll probably be suspended if he wins his seat.
Well, I'm just going to have to leave the stream probably for about half an hour because I've just got to start getting ready for our autism social group. So
no problem.
And so I'll be back soon.
Later, Heath.
And someone just asked me a question, so I'm just going to answer that.
Okay, no problems.
I
just wanted to say, why does anyone run like below the line anymore? Like, what's the point? Like, no one's ever going to win, so why do they bother?
I don't know.
You guys don't have an opinion on that, Sormon?
Oh, I thought you were asking him.
No.
Sorry, I was watching the video on Anthony Green's on the preference count. What was the question?
I said, why does anyone bother voting below the line? Like, sorry, why does anyone ever bother running below the line? Like, they're never going to win.
What do you mean by running below the line, like in the council?
In the council, yeah. So if you don't have
like any person in the ungroup ticket, right?
Yeah.
If you take the ungroup run, doesn't that technically mean you're getting a vote from them?
No, you can't vote for ungrouped above the line.
Okay.
Yeah, so they appear below the line in their own like section, but nobody votes below the line. So like, what's the point?
Oh, I voted below the line.
Well, look at Riverston. There's a 13 plus for Labour, but it's early counting.
Riverston.
Yeah. Shooters, Fishers and Farmers got a 5% increase, others 5% increase, 1%, and Liberal down 25%. Goulburn, yeah, it's still.
No, have they actually even like said leaning yet? Like, no, I think everything says too early right now.
So
yeah, they're looking at Goulburn and Labor's up 9%, but Buntucken's still ahead.
Whoa, Liberals down 26%.
Is this the party totals?
On Riverston. If we do look at the party table totals, Labor are actually ahead on the two-party vote, 53.3 to 46.7. So
that's good.
5.3% swing to the LP so far.
Yes. Oh, Dale McNamara's running in Upper Hunter. You remember Dale McNamara?
Who is that?
He was the One Nation candidate for Hunter at the federal election.
Oh, okay, that guy. Right, and he's running for One Nation again, I assume?
No, he's independent.
Oh, he's independent.
No, remember, I'm guessing, did you guys watch the debate for Hunter, between the National guy and Daniel Rapicoli?
I did watch that debate, yes.
Dale was the other guy, the short stuff.
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about. Yeah. So why is he not running for One Nation?
I don't know. I think maybe One Nation has collapsed, because I don't see any real One Nation votes at the moment.
It's very...
Honestly, they are running, but I don't see any One Nation votes in the Upper Hunter. And then the RC chips, don't see One Nation. I think they're just going for the upper house of this election.
It was very surprising that the latest news poll did not even feature One Nation. They didn't bother to even poll them. I don't know why that is.
Like, you have the SAP, you have the LCN, and you have the Greens Independent. Dan McMahon is above the Greens. You have James White in the third place. Marie Watson ALP in second, and also first, but that's expected. No seats have been, called yet, though.
But yeah, I don't know. Something needs, like, I don't see what the point is about the below the line stuff. Like, it's no one ever does it. I just don't see
I don't
why
really get why he would go below the line. Like, it takes too long. Like, I thought that Senate papers, and it's like
Do
100.
you guys have to vote everyone below the line?
No,
Because
it's
like
optional as well.
you federally need to vote like 12 people below the line. So I normally I do it to vote because I vote for like the Labour and Greens ticket backwards to try and push up their lower candidates' votes. To sometimes.
So actually, I'll just check.
It's a trick to try and get more candidates into the upper house.
I'll just check with the chat. I don't. I still. I think. The below the line is
Can you
still.
make a poll in the chat?
I can. I think. Let me see. Can you make polls? Oh yeah, start a poll. Okay, yeah. So this is more of a question because I don't know. Is below the line?
I was gonna say if you poll the chat to see if they vote above or below the line, but
Everything's way too early to call. If you want to look at Kira, which is Ryan Parksley, is in Koyama. He's like ahead, really like quite, the margin. I'm just gonna look at some states where they just have the voting. Currently, Chris Minns is ahead. Craig Chung, Leppington, Labor's ahead. Lismore, Saffin's ahead. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes.
nothing means anything right now. I'm waiting for them to make the first call. Because if you look at the ABC right now, yeah, zero, everything's zero.
Oh, okay. It has to be at least 15. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
God, this guy's so young.
Which guy?
The guy running in Kira, he looks stupid young.
How old is he?
Let me check, because looks really young.
Alright, I will start the poll though.
He is. Let me just find him. Let me check. No,
All right. Oh, they finally got some results from Kagara. Minz is apparently on 63%, but I highly doubt it.
I fucked up with that poll.
What's Parato's seat again?
Epping.
Epping, yep.
No count, damn it. What's he doing in North London?
Wait, what?
Epping is it's the northern terminus of the Central Line.
Oh.
I've lived in Sydney almost all my life, so like when I think of Epping, I just think of Epping. I don't think of like the UK.
Yeah, but like the problem is every time I see Liverpool, what do you think I'm thinking of?
I think of Liverpool City Council.
I'm thinking of a port city in England.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm thinking about Mark Latham. I hear about Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty well known place in Sydney.
So will Labour win? Will Labour win Canterbury with 89.1% of the vote?
Probably not. So let's look at these really early numbers.
I don't even think. I forgot the Premier of Western Australia, Mark McGowan. I don't even think Mark McGowan won his own seat with that margin.
Oh, guys, Philippa Scott's ahead in Balmain with 51 votes to 37.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh, Jihad Dibs got 82.7% in Bankstown. Whoa.
Whoa.
In Barwon, Labour Party's ahead. Whoa.
Oh, actually, Bega. Is it Bega or Bega? I can't
Bega.
remember. Bega will be interesting because is that where the cheese comes from?
Yes.
Okay. Because like Labour won that
comes
one
from
in the by-election.
Coonland.
It used to be a really liberal seat. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to hold that at this election without the by-election bump.
Holy crap! Do you guys think that Grey Warren will be able to hold the seat with 86.8% of the vote in Campbelltown?
We've got an interesting result here in Monaro. We've got 24 votes for National and 24 for Labour. It's actually 50-50 at the moment.
Yeah. That's John Barrow's seat, wasn't it?
Wasn't he Wagga Wagga?
Monero, wasn't it? I thought he was Monero.
I think it was Monero because wasn't he trying to run for either Monero federally? He was like considering a run for the federal seat.
Oh well, that was his seat then. John Barilari's seat.
Yeah,
But I doubt
if you the result, it will bench it probably in the history.
Friendly Geordies should have run as an independent in the seat of Monaro.
No, he's way too pro-Labour.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
no,
but
honestly, I'm just waiting for him to get pre-selected for the seat of Coogee because he lives in like that area. Like, just imagine that.
He's too high profile. Like there's a general history that YouTubers make terrible politicians.
Hey, imagine
Like-
this: Jordan Shanks Markovina for Coogee.
But like, for instance, Cenk Uygur, I can pronounce the name, from the Young Turks, tried to run and did terribly. Count Dankula from that infamous situation ran to the Scottish Parliament. failed
Sargon of
miserably, like-
Akkad too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about what's his name? The YouTuber Wonder Simon. He ran for mayor of London. Came like fourth.
Yeah.
Who's the
But
bald
yeah.
guy? Is the bald guy
Well, Andrew Tate.
No, not no on ABC. Is it
Thank
is that Matt
God.
Keane? Is it Matt Keane?
Okay, yeah. What about him?
Is that him? That's on the ABC.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, okay. So we got a new statewide result coming in, at least according to SD Green, and it's a lot more balanced than it was before. So Labor are actually, I think, slightly ahead of the coalition on primary vote at the moment.
Yeah, that's good.
And One Nation Party, look at this, 1.2%. I know they're not running in every seat, but that's, I don't know. I feel like that's still not.
Is
not
that
very
is that
good.
that's just the lower house results, right?
Yeah, the lower house results. Yeah.
Hey, Sormon, when you finally gonna like live your dream and become, the man for West Torrens or Adelaide?
I just don't know if that's the right life for me. Like, to run for government. Like, I'm not the best people person.
Well, if you want an easy ass job, just go on legislative council. It's very easy. You don't really do anything.
Yeah, I couldn't do it
Yeah,
either.
but it also don't get paid much.
Wait, so
Oh.
so the seat of Sydney, they're not even looking at the independent, which is what's his name again in Sydney? It's like
Alex Greenwich.
Greenwich. Yeah, they're not even looking at that at the moment for some reason.
Imagine Alex Greenwich losing his seat. Or Greenwich.
I want to run in the next state election for make my own party called the No Toll Roads Party.
Yeah, wasn't it already a party called that?
No, well not anymore anyway.
Okay, well, Eli, how do I say this? I'll give you my very last preference if that's gonna help you.
Very last preference. All right, well.
Yeah, you're my last preference. I'm gonna vote below the line. I'm gonna go to do the 12, and gonna put you as my 12.
Oh, okay. No, I'll take that. No, apparently it's 15. You have to do.
Oh no, okay, 15 then.
Yeah,
Will
I'll
be
take
my
that.
15.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah. So we got 60% vote above, 40% below. I didn't vote, and I vote above, so we did have a majority voting above. Definitely.
Hey, you're saying you're old enough to vote, so did you do pre-poll or did you go like today and vote?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I went in today. I had like a shitty week, so I just left at the last minute basically.
Yeah.
So.
So which fringe parties did you go for this time?
Which 3 parties? What?
No, fringe parties. You know how you say
Fringe?
you always vote for fringy parties.
Oh, okay. So I think I put Sustainable Australia first. Everyone's gonna call me racist now.
Oh, no. Oh god. Okay.
What else? I think I put like legalized cannabis second, public education, or maybe I put public education second and legalized cannabis third. I don't know. It was like one of those. And then, I think I put like the Elizabeth Farrelly Independents or something fourth because they're like basically the teal independents, but I prefer they win than the Greens.
Yeah.
And then I think I put the Greens and then I put Labor, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know where I put Animal Justice, but they're a bit cringe. So I don't know if I forgot where I put them.
Animal Justice is a complete loony.
Can I just say, I went to a town hall in 2019 with like all the candidates running for Adelaide, and I remember asking an economic question, and the Animal Justice candidate, who I asked it the whole panel, right?
Yeah.
And the Animal Justice candidate got up and just said, "Lo, I don't know much about the economy. I just care about the animals." I'm like, why did you even get up and answer that question if you had that as an answer?
Yeah.
And how bad did that guy do?
What was that?
How bad did he do? Let me check. How bad?
Well, that was 2019. So like, the Liberals actually made gains in Adelaide.
Here, let
I
me
think
check.
she might have made a little gain compared to like the previous AJP candidate, but yeah.
So apparently they throw it out if it's 12. If you only put 12, they
She
throw
did
it
better
out.
than the Democrat candidate, who I thought was actually pretty decent.
Is it just me?
Okay,
or...
well, Animal Justice, she got a Deanna Kangas, got like a 1%, swing towards her. Hey, what? The Australian Democrats are back in South Australia.
Australian Democrats.
It was an attempt to revive the party.
Oh.
It didn't go very well.
Yeah, they're not registered in the New South Wales state
Yeah.
politics.
So, talking about like minor parties trying to revive themselves, do you think Nick Santomon's ever going to come back and try and revive, You know,
He
Uh,
tried.
did-
He tried.
He,
He ran for
he
the
did
Fed.
terrible. The biggest problem is, it's like I had to bring up like fascismo statements, but like united we stand, divided we fall. It's literally like, why did you run against Rex Patrick? Rex Patrick had literally said, like, if Xenophon wanted to talk to me and reform the party, I'd be open to it. But instead, Xenophon ran against him, and both of them got defeated.
Yeah, and I think they were both below the. No, the Rex Patrick team was his own thing, but Nick Xenophon was. He wasn't below the line, but he was a ticket which didn't have a party, so he was just Group O.
No,
You could vote above
you,
the line for
you
him.
need
But
a part. You need a party brand.
yeah, you really
in
do.
any
Yeah,
sort of major
yeah.
election role.
I think that was a
You can
major.
maybe get away with it in
He
Tasmania,
also
but not federally.
he also
but why
announced
did he run
super
against
late
his
as
own
well.
like former?
I don't know what he was thinking.
He announced super late as well. He was like
Yeah.
really.
And
It
like,
was ridiculous.
hey,
It was
Rex
weird.
Patrick, I don't even mind Rex Patrick. I thought he was actually pretty good as a senator.
Xenophon should have just stayed in the Senate and then just like attempted to like his attempt to like win seats in South Australia backfired spectacularly because he put himself way too high profile.
Yeah.
He went too hard too fast. Look at the Democrats who took a whole decent 13 years before like Janine Haynes tried to run for a lower house seat, and even then they kind of crashed and burned.
Yeah, because after Janine Hayes' party started to fall apart. Well, I thought it was really Cheryl Knott, her agreeing with like John Howard and all that. But was it Cheryl Knott or was it someone else? Meg Lees, sorry, wasn't it Meg Lees?
Also, isn't it Cheryl Cano? I think you pronounced the T.
Yeah, sorry, Meg Lees. She was the one.
Everyone kept telling me that in the video. I pronounced her name wrong.
Yeah, because I remember Meg Lees was the one that really started to bring the party down.
The votes are coming in so slow, aren't they?
Yeah, man, these
I thought
people are like these
I
guys.
thought we'd have a seat result by now, like a seat call by now.
These guys must have like the slowest hands.
Alright,
must
I'm
be
gonna
like,
stop being lazy
is
and
that
streaming
one?
ABC. And...
Is that two? I don't know. What is this? 1 or 2? I think that's a 1 then.
Wait, is this the first election? Oh no, because they had operational preferential voting at the last election, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Like, imagine that. Just like you're in the polling booth and you're saying to the one guy saying, "Is that 1 or 2?" I think that's a 1. And it's like you have.
The problem with operational preferential voting is you kind of have to. I think it makes the counting process even slower because you have to split all the votes up and stuff like that. Because now all you have to do is where the preferences go. You also go take a pile for all the ones that don't have preferences.
Yeah.
Oh, interact. I'll mute this. I'm just setting up. Oh, I can't turn the fucking subtitles off too. Sorry.
Do you want to see what's going on, like the Sky coverage, and see if they've made any calls yet?
They don't have a live stream on YouTube, unfortunately, but you can look at that if you want and just
Let me check what they're saying in back over there.
Right.
Like where are these results? Like usually in most elections, at least in the federal election, the nationals were getting like.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm wondering too. Like, why everything's taking this long? But I will take a look at the national results. I'm gonna stop streaming just the ABC now because things are actually sort of happening. Labour are ahead on the two-party preferred by 52.6%, which is a 5% swing to the Labour Party, which is pretty similar to what the polls were saying.
If you want to kill some time with some results, did we want to talk a bit about what happened last weekend in the Northern Territory?
I mean, we can if you want. Yeah, I mean, it was just. Go on.
Is it the Alfura by-election?
Arafura.
By-election. The previous candidate, who I keep forgetting the name of because they don't mention their name because they're Indigenous, passed away, I think, about in January. They went to the polls on the 18th of March, for which is basically Arnhem Land. Labour saw a massive the seat went from being like a 54% Labour to a 69% Labour seat. Although it should be noted, like half the electorate didn't show up to vote, probably because it was a by-election they didn't realise.
Yeah.
So to say like Labour, dominated the seat, it's kind of a bit iffy because like these seats have so few people.
People think it was because of the voice, right? That's why Labour got such a big swing, and it's like a very Indigenous seat.
The territory voters just didn't show up. Like Labour's been kind of killing it. They picked up another seat in a by-election about a year or two ago.
In Northern Territory.
Yeah, right. They picked up one off the coalition.
So there's finally
off the country Liberals.
There's finally been one seat called for Labour. I'm just trying to work out which seat it is.
Let me
Um,
see.
Good.
Here.
Hey guys, I passed the time. Now we can go back to the New South Wales elections.
Here's why I'm gonna refresh my ABC page. Okay, it is probably a safe Labor seat.
it's not saying which one it is. Like it says they want a seat, but like if you scroll down, it doesn't say which one it is that they
Is
want.
it showing up on the news coverage?
No. Well, Anthony Green hasn't talked about it yet.
Yeah, I want to check. I want to check.
It could be an early. It could be an
Hey,
anomaly.
Hey, if you want to check some of the real
Just double check it on
market,
all seats and not seats in doubt.
you know, one of the more
Oh,
interesting
right.
things in this election is Penrith, and it's currently being led by Karen McEwen. So
No,
that's good.
I was definitely looking at all seats, but I sometimes it does this. It's not. This isn't the first time that the ABC website is sort of like
It's
done
like
this
making
shit
a
before.
prediction machine's always going to have these sort of flaws.
And it's really weird because the primary vote totals are showing different on here than what Anthony Green was saying earlier. Like he had Labor on
I
about
think-
36%. On here they're on
oh, is
32.5.
There's more updated, is it?
What the website or what?
Is the website more updated or is the newsroom more updated?
Wait,
I think the newsroom is more updated.
what is going on with this primary vote? It shows a Labor a 0.8% swing, 8% swing for the Liberals, and all that primary vote goes to the National. What's going on?
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's
that's.
saying a bunch of the Nationals getting all the primary vote while others getting like 2%. Like, I don't really trust
No,
that.
I think
But
this is wrong. I think what's on the website is wrong.
yeah, like look at statewide. Look at what Anthony Green's saying, and look at the website.
Well, at the moment on the ABC, we've got some story about like I don't know some regional area.
Or seat of orange.
State of Orange. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay. So Sydney, Alex Greenwich is ahead, 131 votes to 87. This is pathetic. Why, like, there wasn't there another election where everyone was being really fucking slow too? Wasn't the Victorian election like this or something? Everyone
Victoria
taking
was
forever.
pretty well paced, I thought.
There was one that took fucking forever. I can't remember what it was.
Was it Tasmania?
I can't remember. There was just one where
Tasmania has
it just
a
went on and on.
Tasmania
And
has the Hare Clark system, which is quite slow.
on. Right. I don't know. Like, when is Tasmania up for election next? Oh, here we go. We've got Anthony Green is talking about
Tasmania
shit.
can call elections whenever.
Oh,
No,
never mind. Labor's the one seat for Labor's been taken back.
Oh, it's been taken back. Okay, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Labor, as Anthony Green said, there's about a 5% swing to them, which is pretty matching up to the polls.
That's good. No, well, that's good. 5%. Most seats, especially like those real marginal ones, you know, we want to pick up like 5%. That's about 7 of those seats. So it's on 38. I guess that's a 45. We just need 2 more, which you know, hoping if we get a couple more percent, we might be able to pick up a couple more seats. That could give us the majority. There's definitely a clear pathway, in my opinion, for Labour getting majority, but there's not a clear pathway for the coalition getting
Are you? I should ask you, James. Are you pro Labor or Liberal? Because I haven't actually really asked that question.
Oh, Labour.
Okay, Labor. Okay, right. Channel 7 has 6 for LP, 5 for LNP. ABC has been a lot more temperamental.
I've honestly always been Labour. You know, I've never really changed up. You know, which is,
So you said you liked. I think you said you voted Liberal in another election.
I've never voted.
But have you ever liked the Liberal Party?
Well, when I was like real, when I first got into it, but that was only for like a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I ever liked it. Mind you, my parents are both Labor voters, so.
When I first started voting, I voted
my
Liberal.
dad probably started voting for Liberal when he was young because he had conservative parents, but soon
Yeah.
after marrying my mum, they've become.
My
they've
parents are
become
quite
something
conservative, and I voted like Liberal and Clive Palmer and stuff back in the day.
Yeah. Hey, you said your parents like Labour voters. Did they actually ever try and like?
Liberal.
Did
I'm
they?
sorry, you're talking to me. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, did they ever try and go for like any type of public office, or just nah, didn't really?
No, they're not very politically active.
Yeah, because you said your parents lived abroad. I'm guessing that was for like work reasons, you know.
Yeah, I lived in the United Kingdom for a bit.
Yeah.
They got a vote in the 2005 election, if you're interested, for Tony Blair.
You know,
I'm not sure if they voted for Tony Blair because at that point we all knew he was a war criminal for invading Iraq. So like,
yeah. You know, like you said, I honestly thought your parents were probably liberal votes. I thought you were just like, you know, how I say it's like, you know, parents different, kids are different. Because like you said,
the difference between me and my parents are nowhere near as politically active as I am.
But I mean, I thought your parents were liberal because, you know, like you said, you come from a more affluent family. And I thought it was just more something or it just happens because younger generation.
My friends are affluent, but they're very passionate about their charity work and social justice and stuff like that.
Yeah. My family's always been working class, so never really broken the ceiling. So.
Never broken. We've got no results coming in for the Legislative Council yet.
Oh, there we go. We finally got some seats.
Oh, they're on the screen! Yay!
What's on the screen?
Some
Two.
actual seat numbers.
Oh, do we?
Let's see.
We do 4 for the Liberals and 2 for the LP.
What seats are they even giving? There's no seat counting. Too early.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing as well. I don't know what seats they're talking about.
There's no colour.
No, it's all too early. Yeah, like my family's always been working class. Like my great grandparents were affluent, but they cut my grandparents off.
Actually, by the way, sorry. You know why this is feeling longer? Because we started this earlier. We started the Victorian one like half an hour. We started like an hour in. You were really late to the Victorian one. Aussie Select. That's why that one. That's why I remember that one being quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
So we subtract an hour from this one. We'd only be like 15 minutes in compared to the stream we had last time.
Right, really? Do we start an hour? Oh yeah, well, yeah, because I mean,
you were still asleep somehow.
I was still asleep. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like me. That sounds like something I do.
How are you still asleep at 6 in the evening? Like,
It's-
how is that even possible?
It's a little thing called depression, Sormon.
All around me are familiar faces.
I've had times where I haven't woken up like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I slept most of today. I got up and registered my car, which I only had to do online. I voted and then I came back home. I was gonna eat something, but I didn't feel like it, so I just drove back home, and then fell asleep, and then woke up like about 45 minutes before the stream was meant to start, so I could get set up. And I had to clean my room because my room was such a mess, and I could not get to my
I thought
desktop.
you cleaned your room because you watched that Jordan Peterson video that told me you had to clean your room to
Jordan Peterson?
depression.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know about Jordan Peterson. I don't know about him.
Apparently, like all I keep knowing about him these days is he keeps walking around in like this like half blue, half purple suit. He looks like Two-Face from like Batman.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, he's gone like super like right wing fundamental.
He's gone boomer, I'd say.
Yeah, he's gone boomer. He works for the Daily Wire, I think now, which is like a right wing like political.
Yeah, he works for Ben Shapiro.
He works for Ben Shapiro, exactly. Yeah, so he's gone from like psychotherapist, like life counselor, to like full conservative.
He's gone to just a conservative
talking head.
Like there's really nothing much to say about. Like I wouldn't say he's malicious. He's just ignorant in a lot of things. I presume he's a good psychologist. He's just not good on climate change or economic issues because that's not his expertise.
I think direct democracy is good, but realistically, only like probably 20% of the country would participate. Like, it would be an absolute disaster to try to make that compulsory.
Like what compulsory?
Direct democracy.
Oh, okay.
You know what that is, right?
I believe so.
It's where like instead of like on basically on there's like a website or something, and then you vote on the website for like policies and shit, like online basically.
Like that honestly, that's kind of dumb. Like, have you seen the online polls? I was seeing online polls where they said name next Mountain Dew, and it's like Hitler did nothing wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the right. It could
hey, careful. Just make sure we don't get the stream banned.
I think it could easily be.
You know, YouTube doesn't know what the word context means.
I think it could easily be what's the word, hacked or cheated. That's right, with direct democracy. So yeah, I think it's a good idea in theory, but I don't know if it really has much practical purpose.
It's like communism in my opinion. Communism, it's good in theory, good in practice.
So we've got Morris I Am on Channel 9 and Latham on Channel 7. I'm not watching any of the mainstream channels, obviously, because I'm just here. But
yeah, I'll watch ABC. Yeah, I'll watch ABC. ABC is the one I trust the most.
We have no advertisements on ABC.
Trust actual coverage. I just like watching the Sky News one and watch him lose it as Labour wins.
Okay, we've got a new person in the chat called Numa Matissin. And he says, I don't think the question is, can people physically capable of participating in direct democracy, but many of them capable of getting themselves informed enough to have a real opinion, or enough of them, rather. Well, yeah. I mean, I would argue that, like, with direct democracy, the people that would end up voting, if you somehow made it so that like it's 100% only citizens, only like enrolled voters, and everyone's only voting once. If you actually made it like really secure, which I don't know, I think probably only 20% of the nation would vote, and then those 20% probably would know a decent amount about what it is that they're voting for. I would assume. Um, I mean, if it's an issue that's more important to people, probably there would be more people voting, you know. But if it's an issue that nobody cares about, then um, yeah, probably be like 20% or something. It won't be that
Yeah.
much.
Like also another example telling you about direct democracy else is like these like these like old contests they used to do like with like singers and all that. There was one where they were going to tell us of some deaf school, and there was another one where it was going to be like this.
Oh no.
What are you knowing about Sormon?
Collingwood beat Port Adelaide. God damn it.
Oh,
Oh, so
but
sad.
didn't they get like smashed though? Like I heard Alec get smashed.
Yeah, I've heard Port Adelaide
Here we
hasn't
go.
been doing very
Lismore is an ALP retain. We've got that called.
Lismore.
Yes, that's the
Yeah,
only seat that's
what's
filled
the
in.
current seat count?
Yeah. And we have one seat has gone to another, and I don't know which seat that is.
Oh, I think that's probably like I don't know, like maybe Murray.
Murray? You reckon?
Yeah, so like Helen Dalton seat, maybe like that. I could see.
All right. What is Anthony Green saying about Upper Hunter? There's Labor, the coalition are ahead, and there's actually a swing towards them in Upper Hunter. So that is a seat that they currently hold. They think they kept it at the most recent
That was the one
by-election.
that got Jodie to McKay to resign, was the fact that she couldn't win that seat.
That's right.
Even
Yeah,
though it was
and
kind of
it looks
kind of
like
beyond.
they're not even going to win it this time, Labor Party. It seems. And Tweed, this was
What's funny is everyone's like, oh, it's because Labour can't win the mining votes. The mining regions actually voted for Labour. It was all the countryside around it that didn't vote
I see.
for
I see.
Labour.
Interesting. So Tweed, that's another seat that the Labour Party were looking at, and it doesn't look like there's much of a swing towards them. So yeah, this is making me think that majority government is, I don't know, like seeing might be a bit hard. But these are both national seats, so maybe there'll be a swing
Like
on in the city.
for some weird reason, the Nationals have remained popular. As the Liberals have been imploding, the Nationals have actually kept a lot of their support.
Yeah. If you look at Lismore, that's like quite the big swing on 12%, 16% swing. Big. That's good enough for Jen Southern.
It is feeling like, I don't know, this is obviously big extrapolation, but it is possible that like in the future we could be getting to a situation where like the cities are all like massively Labour and then the countryside's just Nats and the Liberals kind of get squeezed out between the two, and like but you can't run a government from just the rural seats. The rural just do not have the population to challenge the cities.
Well, what's the one thing I think will probably happen? I really don't want it. I don't want situations where it gets to the point where like
Whoa, that's a big swing to Labour in Lismore.
coalition,
Wow.
like Greens and Labour, even another party. I don't want hung parliaments. That's why I support the two-party system. I don't want hung parliaments of Israel, the Knesset, and especially
Israel has a bunch of other problems.
Yeah, but like you look at every country, like most countries in Europe that have minority coalition governments, there's complete chaos. I think they're completely chaotic. So that's why I've always supported the two-party system.
So
what you end up sort of having in Europe is the parties then form like coalitions. You get these sort of like the left coalition and the right coalition, and the elections end up kind of down to which coalition wins as opposed to which party wins. You see here. So was that saying something else, Ethan?
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, like the ABC have called 15 seats, but there's only one showing up on their own screen. Oh, they got a couple that.
Oh, there we go. Three others and 8 each.
I think, yeah. So I don't know what's going on. Like probably it's being explained right now why they've called 15 seats, even though there's only one popping up on their screen. But whatever.
Let's see.
The only seat is Lismore, and there's like a 20% swing to Labour in Lismore. Like, do you guys think it's something to do with like floods or something?
Yeah, probably.
Right. Climate change and all that, probably. All right, I am going to.
But also those like regions in like the upper like northern New South Wales, expect like seats like Tweed are quite progressive in those country seats. So that could, explain why.
There we go. We got 8, 8, and 3. 3 have been given to others now. Interestingly enough. So.
Yeah.
What are the 3 given to others?
Okay, so Lake Macquarie. So Greg Piper.
Like Macquarie?
Heathcote. We won Heathcote.
Ah,
Labor won Heathcote. Charlestown's gone to Labor. Retain. Let's see other seats.
Maitland,
Lismore,
LP have
that's
retained.
Maitland.
Yep.
So yeah, Jenny Atkinson.
Liberals are
Ride.
ahead in
The Liberals
Ride.
are ahead in Ride, but there's an 8% swing to the Labor Party.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be close. Interesting.
Wakehurst, the Independents ahead in Wakehurst against
Right.
Toby Williams.
Is that one of the teal independents in Wakehurst?
I believe so. Let me check.
I actually did not do any gambling on this election. I waited too long to bet on anything. So
yeah, I think he is a Till independent.
interesting set of seats. But yeah, like 3 others have been called. I wonder what are they. I will be back. I'm just going to get a drink.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was about to wonder if I should send a message to
I
my.
don't think he's a Till. I think he's just like more of like a Ted Mack type of independent.
I was gonna wonder. I don't know. It's just important.
Yeah. You know, I'm hoping that Labor does win Ride. I really want to see Ride come back to Labor. You know, John Watkins, I'll see. I'm guessing you don't know.
Ride Syndicate. That's part of Bennylong, isn't it?
Isn't it named? Isn't it? Don't you say Bennelong or do you say Bennylong?
Bennylong. I for some reason say Bennylong because I can't pronounce anything correct. People who watch the channel know that.
Bennelong, yeah. I know, like you and John Howard kind of sound like the people of Bennelong. I know it's most slurred, but
So, how effective was John Howard in trying to save the Liberals again? Like, I feel like they keep bringing him out every election, and he's getting less and less effective.
Yeah. He came to my seat. Like it was in my seat, and Klaus Bridger at the same time.
Has he gotten worse?
Oh
like,
no!
Has he gotten like Is his political take gotten worse over time? I still know he vehemently opposed the apology to the stolen generation, even though people like Dutton are now saying it was the right thing.
Yeah, that's not good. It says currently that like seats like the seats that we need right now, the Liberals are currently ahead. That's not good. Because I'm really hoping that we have a concise. I'm hoping we have a concise
But what's interesting is the ABC is showing a 6% swing to the Labor Party.
Yeah, like currently, we are ahead in Ride. The Liberals are ahead in Ride, but I'm hoping we can turn it around.
I should probably look at the gambling sites, shouldn't I? I should do that.
Wait, did the gambling sites change? I thought you couldn't gamble at this point.
You can. You can.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna go check. What's the seat's name? I think it's forgot it. I think it's Kayama.
Right. So we will switch back to this. Okay, so this is very interesting. The Labor Party massive favourites to win, $1.03 for Labor sworn-in government. Coalition 1 to 13. And then we've got type of government formed. Labor Party majority is slightly ahead now of Labor minority, but they're both way ahead of coalition minority or majority. So yeah, like the betting sites are thinking that this is looking very good for the Labor Party at the moment.
Yeah. Well, right now, Lyndall Howson's looking good. There's a 10% swing to Lyndall Howson, and with preferences and all that, and the Greens, I think he probably will win against Jordan Lane.
Wait, what are you talking about now? Sorry.
I'm talking about Ride because the Ride's
Okay.
Yeah, Liberals are ahead, but there's a big swing towards Labor Party, and
Ride's
also one of those like federal seats because it's the seat of Bennelong basically.
Take a look at that. Right.
Oh, they are the LNP's got 11 now, and
Bennelong only ever falls to Labor with really unpopular Liberal governments, and it usually gets won by the Liberals immediately afterwards. Well, that's just history from 2007.
Sportsbet does have some discrepancies on the bets between overall result versus individual seats. Not surprised about that, and if I had a better week, I would have looked and paid a lot more attention to what the betting sites were saying this week. But unfortunately, I felt like shit. Yeah, so Ride, the Liberal Party are ahead by about 1%. So and there is like 17% counted or something, or 14% counted. Yeah, if that was a mandatory preferential voting, I'd probably give that to the Labor Party because the Greens are on 12%, Labor's on 40, about 40. But yeah, because of optional preferential voting is where Liberals can scrape ahead.
Yeah.
It's the same going through all the seats right now. Nothing. It's like most of the seats. Like, we've yet to have any pickups yet, have we?
Oh no, we won Heathcote the same way we won Heathcote.
Oh, so he is a pickup.
Yeah, Heathcote from Lee Evans, but that was it. I was going to go to us, like predicted to go to us anyway.
Was that the one that got redistricted into a
Oh,
clean pro-Labor seat?
Yeah, basically. Hey, also Lyndall Howson's now ahead in Ride.
In Ride?
Yeah, Ride.
Oh shit!
We're ahead.
I'll go back to it in a second.
There's a 10% swing.
Okay. So I don't think Heathcote hasn't been called yet, but you said it's
No, it has been called. It says
Really? Okay. Well,
Oh no, sorry, LP ahead now. Sorry.
notionally, it was a Labour Party seat, wasn't it anyway? After the redistribution, that's what you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, so notionally said it was
Yeah.
they said it was a Labour Party.
Yeah.
But now they put it to ahead.
So you're right. The Labour Party is now ahead in Ride.
And also in Goulburn.
In Goulburn as well.
Mhm.
Was what was the margin for Goulburn?
51.3 to 48.7, and it's a 4.4% swing. And it's 13% counted.
Right. 51.3. Oh wow, 4.4% swing. Nice. Okay.
Can I say the seat of Kaima? Has anyone looking at that seat recently?
Gareth Ward, what about that, Brit? Or what about that?
What's happening?
Yeah, because like it used to be a Liberal seat. Is Gareth Ward an ex-Liberal?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
he is.
ex-Liberal. He was picked
Oh,
out.
okay. That explains why it said previously held by a Liberal. And like, well, why is there no Liberal candidate in this town? If it
He's
was
doing
Liberal?
he's doing
do you wanna
really
know the
well.
reason? You might
Look at
not
this
wanna
shit.
know.
Independent Gareth Ward 40%, Liberal Party down on 10%. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's not good. I don't want Gareth Ward to win. I want Gareth Ward to lose. I'd much rather Liberals win in that seat than Gareth Ward.
What did he go down for?
Oh, it's only to do with children.
Oh,
It was some nefarious act.
Yeah, so I'd much
how's
rather.
he not in prison?
I don't know. I'd
It
much
was
rather
allegations. I don't think he got charged or anything.
Yeah, I'd much rather any person getting except like other than him.
Like, one of the biggest problems, I was thinking of a video on this the other day. Is like, I understand criminal immunity for politicians to prevent political people being taken down for politics, but like, it does result in a system where like, politicians can basically shoot someone and face no consequences.
This is an interesting seat. This is Cessnock. And legalized cannabis are on 14% in Cessnock.
Who's Cessnock?
It's like in the Hunter, I think, like in like that area,
Okay.
like near Maitland, but a bit further out, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess there's a lot of stoners in Cessnock. Yeah, and the Pauline Hanson's One Nation are on 16%. The Nationals are on 11%. Legalized cannabis is overpowering the Nationals.
Seat at the moment
What the fuck?
On the news.
What did you say? Sorry.
They're talking about effing at the moment on the on ABC.
Okay, well, do you want me to switch to that?
I don't know if you find it interesting.
You know what?
Actually,
Anthony Green's talking about something.
I thought they were going to show the results for it, but no, just.
Anthony Green's got the statewide results up 37% to Labor, 54, a big 6.5% swing to Labor, which is very much similar to the news poll, what the news poll was saying. So at this stage, yeah, like a Labor majority is pretty likely, I think. What do you reckon? Should I gamble? What do you reckon, guys? Should I put all my money on Labor getting majority? What do you think?
Okay, well, you don't want to be sleeping all tomorrow when you inevitably lose, do you?
I don't know. I'm not gonna do it, but like, I don't know. I'm kind of tempted because I got the sports bet open,
Yeah,
tab
Anthony
open.
Green's playing chamber. This is what I like. I like just watching chamber. Honestly, it's the same.
I mean, things are looking. I don't know. Like they're not picking up like a ton.
Things are looking
of seats.
promising for Labour, but like it's not like in the bag yet.
Yeah, they need to win like fucking 9 seats, and like it's all kind of very sketchy for them at the moment. It seems only a 2.6% in Western Sydney swing. Interesting.
Okay, they picked up. They have 17, 16, 1 Green, 2 others.
Wow, things are really happening. Oh wait, well, yeah, yours is more updated than me because I've got LMP 11, ALP 8.
Yeah, mine must be like faster or something.
Oh wow.
Western Sydney, not much difference in Western Sydney and the Chamber. Anthony Green, what's he saying?
Yeah, I must be like a
ALP
few seconds video because they're already like
Yeah,
done.
no, they're further than the website for me. ALP's on 17, LP 16, green one. Not that it really means anything. Others on two. Um,
Oh, here they said Willoughby's gonna be a liberal retain, but like very, very like very big swing. There's an 18% swing to the Larissa Penn.
yeah, the
No, Larissa Penn's not a teal though. Larissa Penn wasn't she the one that Tim James like ran against in the pre-selection?
I know there was one fake teal. People were saying like she's pretending to be a teal, but she's not. I think it might have been the Willoughby one actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about that.
Holy crap! Did you see the swing in Castle Hill?
No, I guess I'll have a look at that.
In Castle Hill, 21% swing against Mark Hodges.
Castle Hill. That must be a liberal seat, right? Yeah. Oh,
Liberal seat, but it's like big. Hey, also look at
21%
Cessna.
swing. What the fuck?
Look at Cessna. Look who's in the second at the moment.
In second for Cessnock, here we go. Like this will be interesting. Oh, I know there's One Nation, yeah, and then
Yeah.
legalized cannabis third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ALP win for Heathcote.
Voting on your local seat is the best. You know all the local factors.
Here.
Well,
Yeah, I want to check my seat.
I'm pretty sure Rockdale, which is the seat I'm registered for, was like $1.01 to Labor. So I wouldn't have made much money if I put all my money on Rockdale.
Oh, it's looking good for them and my seat at the moment. They're currently 55 to 44.
Which seat is that?
You know, the Rith, you know, still theirs.
Wait, what is it called?
Still theirs, you know, Penrith.
Penrith. Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, it's looking good for Labor.
Oh, wow, yeah, Labor are ahead. Well, it's only 109 to 88 votes, so the counting is very slow there.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're going to have a lot of thumb twiddling in the next half an hour whilst we just wait for stuff to trickle in.
Do I go have my dinner now?
Yeah, go do it.
All right, I'll be back in about anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I don't think too much is going to happen in the next 15, 20 minutes. I'll put another poll up because why not?
Hey, you know, there's there's a swing towards the Labour Party. I think there possibly could be a, you know, Labour might be able to pick up Oatley, but I'm not sure. Let's look at other seats. Rides, Lindellhausen's still ahead in Ride.
What's happening in Ride?
Oh, nothing, just it's still ahead.
Yep.
In the Upper Hunter, it's gone national. They're saying nationals won Upper Hunter.
So I'm just going to look at sort of the key seats and just have a look at how Labor's doing in each of the seats.
At the moment.
Which actually Anthony Green might be even doing right now anyway. So East Hills is like the most marginal seat in the country. And if we go down to there, the coalition are ahead, but that's really early. It's like 622 to 519. So, and I don't think there's much of a swing going on there. I think there's actually a swing to the Liberals there. So, yeah. And then if we go over here to Upper Hunter, I'm pretty sure the Nationals are ahead in Upper Hunter as well.
No, I think they've already called.
Oh, they've called that for the Nationals, right? Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Rockdale. Do you know who used to be the former there for Rockdale?
Who used to be former?
Barry Unsworth.
Barry Unsworth. Ah, okay.
Yeah, and it was super close. It was like 100 votes he won by.
So Labor are ahead in Goulburn.
Do you know who Barry Unsworth was?
I know he was a character in one of the poll sims that.
Yeah. Barry Unsworth was a New South Wales Premier after Neville ran.
Right. Okay, and he was Labor, and he was like, was he Labor right or Labor left?
No, I'm not sure. I'm pretty for Labour rights or whatever. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know why it's important what faction they're in.
Lane Cove, the coalition are ahead, and they don't have a swing. Like Lane Cove. Actually, is that a pretty safe seat? Yeah, it's a pretty safe seat. 14% margin.
If it's gonna swing, if it's gonna go like, if the Liberals gonna lose that seat, it's gonna go to a Teal, not to Labor.
Well, the Teal is not doing very well. The Teal's on like 15%. So.
I don't think the Teals will have as much of an impact in this election.
North Shore, the coalition are also ahead there. So the Teals are the only seat where they look to be doing decently is I saw it earlier. Where is it?
No, they're actually doing. The Liberals are
Wakehurst, I
actually
believe.
wings
Wakehurst.
against everywhere.
Yes, Wakehurst, which is what Anthony Green is discussing at the moment. Yeah, an independent is ahead in Wakehurst, and that's the only one the Teal is actually doing any well.
How do I say this? There's no seat in which the Liberals are actually have a swing toward. No. Oh, yeah, 25, 20, 1, 4, and Chris Minns has retained the.
Chris Menz has retained Cogra.
Yeah, pretty easily. Like, I don't think anyone really expected him to lose his seat, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, he's got like a. Whoa, he had a big swing towards him. Nice, like a 16% swing on the primary vote, and it looks to be about a 20% swing on the
Well, is
two-party
is
vote.
Labour on 25 or 20?
Seats.
Oh, yeah, Labour's on 25. We're ahead.
25 to 20. Yep.
That's good. That's good, but it's not really, much.
It all comes down to these individual seats, and at the moment, like a lot of them aren't really doing incredibly well for Labor. Like let's look at Winston Hills. Um, Winston Hills, Labor are ahead, so that is one that they could pick up definitely. Um, Holsworthy, Riverstone, and Parramatta. Holsworthy, Labor are actually massively ahead there. Wow. Okay, but that's 45 votes to 20, so that's nothing.
Yeah, this is. I'm happy we're finally getting some results, and this is actually coming in quite quickly, to be honest.
Riverstone, Labor are
Oh,
ahead.
God, not this guy, not this guy.
Which guy?
Angus Taylor. He's on the screen.
What is he talking about?
Angus Taylor. No, I saw a post from Angus Taylor earlier where he basically like wrote to himself, like a message like "Good job, Angus."
Oh
But forgot to put on his admin
That's a
account.
classic. That's a classic post. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm just gonna quickly check the betting
Okay,
sites.
let's see. Cogra retain.
Nothing has changed on the betting sites.
Oh, wait. Monero is an ALP gain. Steve won.
Monero is an LP
Yeah.
gain? What?
Yeah, 15% swing.
Let me see this. Hang on.
Yeah, it says right now, Steve won, the former member.
What the fuck? What is going on?
I
Monero.
don't know. He was popular, and also Oatley. We're heading Oatley.
Monero. What the
We're heading
hell?
Ride. We've gained the South Coast. Liza Butler. For the first time, actually. I don't think Labor's actually ever held.
Where is Monero?
Like
It's
John
here, right?
Barilara's old seat.
It was like a really safe seat. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Strathfield. We're heading Strathfield.
Is it because of what's his name?
Steve won.
No, but I was gonna say Barilaro being a cunt.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, do you want to see one seat where the Liberals are actually like had a swing towards them? Look at Strathfield.
Strathfield. Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah, they got 4% swings towards them. That's the only seat I see
Oh.
them getting let them have a swing towards
What?
them.
I don't know what. Oh, okay, and the Labour Party's still kind of keeping.
Yeah, Yep Tenley, he's the member for Stratford. He ran for Bennelong back in 2013.
I don't know how they're getting a swing towards them when the primary votes are down in.
Oh, hey,
That doesn't make any sense.
hey, Gatsby.
Oh, it's Heath is back, is he?
Hey, Heath. Hey, Heath, you see what's going on? We're looking pretty good at the moment.
Which party?
Yeah. No, but it's like looking good right now for Labour.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, I've just got a AAA underway. Just done a water run, so now I can finally sit down and relax.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe they actually like put greens on the thing at the bottom. They used to just do others, but now they put the greens separately. Shows you how far the greens have come.
They've been doing that for a while with putting the green separately.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and I reckon part of it's because ABC are quite green friendly anyway. So
Actually, no, I'd say that ABC are actually pretty liberal friendly.
it depends on who you ask. I'd say Sky News is a little bit more liberal friendly than ABC.
I think that's a bit of an understatement.
No, I think Sky News is like One Nation friendly.
I'm just gonna take a look at a random seat. I'm gonna look at Bega now. See what's happening.
We retained Vega.
Oh, that's a retain, right? Okay.
And that's to see if we wanted the by-election. Also, Heathcote we've won. Lee Evans has lost. We're heading Goulburn. We've retained Gosford. We're heading we're like really we're going in Drummoyne 12%, Davidson 9%, Cronulla 6%, in Clarence 2%. And just everywhere. This is a swing towards Labor, literally everywhere except for Strathfield.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go down the page right now and just look at swings.
Actually, no. Albury has a 2% swing towards the Liberals.
Mile Lakes, there was a swing towards the Nationals for some reason. Strathfield.
Just want to apologise. Just want to apologise in advance if you can hear that background noise of people talking. That's just AAA noise. I'm
We
down
can't
in the
hear
kitchen.
anything. We can't hear anything. I believe that there is noise cancellation and we can't hear anything, so don't worry.
Cool, thank you.
Oh, okay, so Larissa Penn has taken the lead in Willoughby,
Okay.
the fake teal independent, as I think that
You know
she
what's
is.
funny, honestly?
What is a fake?
Does someone say Marine Le Pen, like the French president candidate?
Can someone please look up this chick, Larissa Penn? Someone look her up
Yeah.
and tell them her story, because I believe she is a fake teal independent. She's not actually a teal independent.
So what seats this again?
Willoughby.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah. No, you know what's the funny thing though about Tim James? Like, god damn, he's like, what is with him? Like, sometimes I think he's like, I don't, like, where did he come from?
Where did he come from? Where did he go?
Yeah, like Tim James, like, god damn, bro, that's some guy. That's what we want to be around.
So we've got in Murray, the independent is ahead. In Orange, the independent has won. In Barwon, the independent is ahead. So it looks like all of these shooters seats, the independents are retaining. Wagga Wagga, the independent is ahead. So there's going to be a lot of independents winning seats. In Sydney, the independent is ahead of the Liberals, but that does not count very
Ooh.
much.
We it says we gained Lane Cove.
Lane Cove.
Yeah, Lane Cove. The planning minister, where the Liberals are just. Oh yeah, never mind. They're ahead. And Kellyville does a massive swing. Let's see where else we're
20%
ahead.
swing in Lane Cove. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
What happened here? This must be. I don't know what it's going to be.
Wait. Oh wow. Okay, that changed drastically since I was last here.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
What changed drastically? Lane Cove.
Monero, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Like that was what's his name?
Oh,
Barilaro's.
Simon L is up in Miranda.
I feel like
Simon L's the guy who ran against Scott Morrison and Cook.
I feel like you need to clear your throat or something, Sormon. You're getting a bit gargly.
You sound a little bit like Sormon. You sound a little bit like 7 News reader John Riddell, who had a very croaky throat.
Do I sound better now?
Yeah, that's better.
I say so. Simon L, who's running in Miranda, is currently up, and I know him because he was the guy who ran against Scott Morrison in.
Oh, that's that guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen his face.
Oh,
He was,
also,
everyone was making jokes he was going to beat Scott Morrison.
All right, so I'm just gonna read some stuff that the chat is saying.
Also, Penrith has gone to the Labor Party. They say. My seat. Labor. Nice. Finally.
Who held Penrith before?
Yeah, we held Penrith before, but finally Shorty has been kicked out.
Yeah, it's looking good. This is across the board on my board now. I've got LNP on 21, ALP 28, woohoo. Greens on 3, good on 1, and on 5.
Yeah, so Labor has gained 4 seats. They need 9, if I'm not mistaken, to form government. Or is one of those seats?
Yeah, they're on like 42 at the moment. Well, really like 41, but you know.
Yeah.
We've also gained South Coast. You know, Lisa Butler, the one that did the one with the gambling, the misstep. If you look everywhere, you can see that the Liberals are just like everyone is ahead. Like Labor's ahead. Funny Liberals are probably lots.
Update for the betting markets.
Swings.
The betting markets. The betting markets have taken Liberal off the chance of winning. It is now just between a Labor majority and a Labor minority for winning the election.
Oh god, that's not
So
good.
the Liberals have they're already predicting that basically the Liberals have been kicked off mainland Australia.
Yeah.
It pretty much that seems like that is the case.
Yes, finally, I finally get to have a federal and state Labor government.
Yeah, welcome to the club. This was me last year.
So the betting sites have called
finally I can just sit here and say I'm happy.
the betting sites have called the election. Labor has won, according to the betting sites.
Oh, man, honestly, I, I don't want to sound cringy, but I'm kind of a little bit shaky. Usually, I'm very much of a jittery person when it comes to like elections because it wasn't nail bite for me. I never really feel like we're gonna win or lose.
That's a fucking 18% swing in Riverston. What the fuck happened?
Well, remember, oh no, yeah,
Hey,
but remember,
hey, Eli, what did I say? In the video in the talk earlier, like I said, Labor will randomly get giant swings in seats you would not expect.
Yeah, and Oatley Labour are ahead as well.
yeah. Hey, oh, you guys, do you see what's going on in Ballina? The Nationals are ahead in Ballina.
And that's
You mean
unusual because Selena is full of hippies, which is why the seat's been green for quite a while now.
you
and
mean
it's now the
it's Ballina, not Ballina.
Ballina, yeah.
No, I think it's a miscount of preferences. Look at it. Drop down and have a look more.
It's the Greens are ahead. The Greens are ahead. It's a
It's a miscalculation by the computer.
yeah. It's computer
There's a lot of
issue.
preferences
no.
for Greens.
We've lost. We went from Lane Cove gain to ahead. Wait, what the heck? It says Liberals have gained Leppington.
The Liberals have gained Leppington.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, okay. What the hell?
That's not good. That's really bad.
That's a surprise. Oh no, that must be an issue as well. Look at this. Labor Party are 52.3% ahead on. Oh, I'm still on the fucking
Oh,
ABC.
Labour. I looked at this. There's 33 seats. Labour's on 33.
This is always the most exciting part of the election, isn't it? When all the numbers start rushing in.
Yeah. Okay. So Leppington Labor have got 48% primary vote. They're not going to lose that. There's no way they're going to lose that. So
Yeah,
it's just an error. The computers are doing errors at this stage of the night, basically.
Because a lot of numbers are coming in real quickly right now.
So Kayama.
Is there ever an election where the computer does not play up?
Exactly.
Yeah, the election of 1988 because there was no computers back then.
Keck. So Kayama, the independent is losing traction. He was ahead by quite a lot,
Good,
and now he's
good.
not losing.
Kick him off. Kick him off.
Labour Party are actually coming up to him now, so he's only ahead 53 to 47.
Oh, I gotta be honest. This is time to get and we're on a 6.4% swing. That's enough for a majority government at this point.
Yep, I think it's going to be a majority. That's. I mean, Anthony Green's probably talking about that right now.
Let's check what he's talking about right now.
Statewide, there is a 6.4% swing to the Labour Party. 54.4.
Wait, I think he's about to call it.
Who is?
You reckon?
There will be enough.
Yeah. Green
Okay, yeah.
called it.
Yeah, Anthony has basically said that Labour's won.
Anthony's called it, but does Anthony ever get it wrong?
No.
No, he only calls it when he's confident.
Good on you, Anthony Green.
Okay, let me recheck Leppington because that must be like not like a yeah. Okay, it says Liberal ahead. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's an issue.
So he hasn't called a majority government yet, but he has called the election for Labour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes.
Another thing.
He's on 48%. He's going to obviously get preferences from Greens, so he's obviously. I believe that's not right from stock threats. So he's gonna. We've gained Leppington, so I'm gonna put Labour on 24.
And we still don't have any legislative council results. I'm so disappointed. When is this going to happen?
Oh, they're not.
I want to know if Mark Latham, the old Labor leader, is still going to hang on up in the upper house of
He will get at least one seat. He will get at least one seat, but
I'll be back.
the question is if they'll get two again. I think they will get two. But Craig Kelly, did we confirm? Is that the Craig Kelly in Group B there?
Oh, the Liberal MP Craig Kelly that's against vaccines.
No, he's not a Liberal MP. He's in the Clive Palmer party now. So.
Oh, he was Liberal. Sorry, former Liberal.
Check. Yes, he did run. Oh no, he ran as an independent in. I guess the United Australia Party are not registered, so that was actually him running. but he's not going to get very far. So the betting sites are saying again that the Labour majority is becoming more likely. It's now $1.30.
Oh, we've done it. We've done it, boys.
It's definitely.
Woohoo, we've done it. Thank you all
I
for
haven't done
voting.
anything. I'm in South Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dominic Perrottet?
we got him.
Yeah, we got him.
Balmain, the Greens are ahead, but only slightly. There has been a swing against the Greens in Balmain. I'm actually.
And that, hearing the word Balmain reminds me
Wait.
when
Labor's ahead in Epping.
What?
What?
Labor's
What?
ahead in Epping.
This
They've got
can't be right.
59.6 on 11%.
No,
Wait,
it's a
what?
mistake.
No,
It's the
no, no,
computer.
no, no,
It's
no.
the computer. Look at this. 51.1% primary vote to Liberal Party. They do have a 3% swing against them, but it's just a computer error. So
Hey, what is with these computer errors? Nathan
Don't trust
Haggerty, Leppington has to have gone to Labour at this point. That has to be an
it's
error.
something to do with preferences. Preferences, the shenanigans, the computer can't handle it properly. So that's
We
what's
can't
going
handle
on.
it. We probably can't handle it. It's either no preferences or all preferences, and probably can't handle both.
Well, we mean the Greens are on 5%. He's on 48%. Like the Greens always do the preferences. So even if say like I don't know 65% preference, that's still like 3.5, and that's on 40 back. So yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to look through all of the kind of somewhat marginal seats that the Liberal parties have and just see how they're doing. Basically, the Labour Party are doing at the moment. So we'll start with East Hills. Liberals are ahead, but only slightly. Go down to Upper. I'll get rid of this fucking tab because I keep on accidentally clicking on it. Upper Hunter, the Nationals have retained that seat, so that's not happening. Penrith, which is James here's seat. The ALP have gained it from the Liberals. So congratulations, Labour Party.
Here, I'm gonna. They've already put on Wikipedia Leppington, but I'm gonna take that down because that has to be not right or something.
What's not right? The Labour have gained Penrith.
No, Leppington.
Oh, okay, right. Goulburn. Well, the thing is, I have to doubt all of these things because of the. I think some of them are correct. So this one I think is correct that the Liberals are slightly ahead in Goulburn. In Tweed, I believe that the Nationals have retained that. That's correct. So the Nationals are actually not doing too bad this
Have
time.
the Nationals lost any seats yet?
Monaro.
Oh, they might lose. They've lost
Monaro.
Monaro.
Winston Hills, Labour are ahead there. Holsworthy. Too early to call. Labour are ahead 58-42. Well, okay, so Labour are doing decent enough there. Riverston, I believe that was one that. Oh, Labour are quite a bit ahead, but they're saying it's too early. So that's probably going to be one for Labour. Parramatta. I don't know how to spell. Where is Parramatta?
The vast western suburbs of Sydney.
Labour are massively ahead in Parramatta, but yeah, Labour's probably going to win Parramatta. Oatley, I believe this is one where Labour are also ahead. That Labour are likely, apparently, in Oatley.
Oh, there we go. There we go. It's fixed up now. Nathan Haggerty's on 53.6%.
Bega, ALP retain.
Hey,
that was one they had already, but it was one for a by-election, I believe.
And for those of you who don't know, Bega cheese is famous, like the Bega region, famous Bega cheese.
Yep, that's right. Camden, too early to call, but Labour are ahead. Yeah, that one's way too early, so we don't know about that one. Ryde, ALP gain. They've called that one for Labour. Mile Lakes, I think that was a national retain. That's right, there even was a swing towards nationals there. Badgerys Creek, where the new airport is being
Sydney
built.
Airport's going to be second
right.
Sydney Airport at Badgerys Creek.
That's a Liberal retain. South Coast, ALP gain. Interesting. Coffs Harbour, National retain. Bit of a swing to the Nationals there. Epping, ALP are not ahead. That's a mistake. Yes. And
also Leppington's messed up.
Okay, yeah. Monaro ALP gain that seat somehow. Kiama I think that's the seat with the independent that is only sort of slightly ahead. Yeah, so that's questionable, definitely that one. Terrigal. I think once we get to this point, there can't be too much. Yeah, that's an Libertine, Drummoyne.
There we go. Labour's on 39.
Drummoyne, Liberals.
Eli,
Yep. What's up?
I've just got another important number for you while we're talking about numbers.
Sure.
The official AAA attendance tonight is back in the 20s at 21, which
See,
is awesome.
I told you had nothing to worry about. He was worried. He was messaging me the other day, like nobody's gonna come to this. This is my event, you know, blah 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 blah. Blah. But it's fine. Everything's fine.
Sure.
Looking at those numbers, I'm just gonna. Okay, so does everyone remember what seats it was that that I mentioned that the Labour Party have won?
Yes, I do remember the ones that Labor has won is
Yep.
Monero, Penrith, Ryde, South Coast, and Leppington.
Is Leppington a mistake?
Well, Leppington, yeah, it's 48%.
I believe. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, 48% primary voting. There's like 5% for the
yeah.
Greens. So with the Greens, like 80% of the Greens' preferences not being quite, and with 80% pretty much going to Labor, it's gonna be Labor. I might be like a 51.5% margin, but Labor will still win.
Like,
Right.
I believe looking at the results at the moment, Labor is ahead in around about 12 seats, including the ones they've already won. Now, I don't know if they'll keep on those or if other ones will pop in, but we're looking at roughly anywhere from a 10 to 12 seat swing, I think, when all is said and done.
Okay.
So if that's it, then the like a maximum, they get 50 seats.
Yeah, they should form a majority with about, I would say, with about 1 to 4 seats.
Yeah.
Yep, betting sites have narrowed even further. It's now $1.10 for a Labour majority versus $5 for a Labour minority.
Well, as I say, Australians will bet on anything.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'll go do
No
something.
problems. Yeah. So they've actually called 5 seats for Labour and they've called 1 for an independent. I think at this stage it's probably pretty likely that Labour have got a majority government.
Are there any seats where the Greens are looking at potentially gaining?
Nope.
I haven't heard about the Greens potentially getting anywhere. Balmain there's already, so in fact they might even lose Balmain.
I'll take a look at Balmain. Green ahead, but only barely.
Well, sometimes it comes down to do the coalition tell their voters to preference the Greens, because that's what's led the Greens to gain so many seats in these eastern states, is being basically Liberals helping them in. The Liberals actually preference Labor, the Greens wouldn't be there. So that's why Labor's like if you hate the Greens so much, why are you preferencing them? Like, it's the last thing you want, you know. Because unfortunately, the Liberals are obsessed in the Tony Abbott playbook. They saw how successful Abbott was in getting Labor to work with the Greens and passing green legislation, as they call it, to make Labor. Oh no, the Labor Party's passing far less policy. But I just don't think that's works these days. Because in general, I think people are just more open to green policy. And if anything, it's just annoying the Liberals because you've now got someone who advocates even more for progressive issues.
I honestly think part of it is, as I was chatting with someone actually about it a while ago, is that there isn't a huge lot of difference between the Greens and the Liberals. Like in terms of like voter demographics, they're both often high-income, educated professionals that vote for both. But Labor is like, you know, completely different voter base, completely different ideals, whatnot. So Liberals obviously don't want Labor getting in, and besides some of the woke stuff and some of the environmental stuff, there isn't actually a huge heap of difference, like economically in between the demographics that will vote for the Greens and Liberals. So Liberals are like, vote Greens, we don't want Labor in.
Right.
Vote Greens, preference the Greens over Labor, should I say.
Liberal candidate for Balmain, Freya Leach. YouTube channel has less views than you guys. Interesting. Looking at this, I can confidently say government got smashed, but we'll see how much funnels into Labor with optional preferences. Yeah. Yeah. I think Labor majority is pretty damn likely at this point. It always happens with these state elections. Everyone thinks like, oh, there's a good chance there's going to be I'm gonna go to cut to Anthony Green right now. There's a good chance that there's going to be like a minority government or a hung parliament, but it never sort of eventuates. It's like it's happened so many times.
Normally government starts majority then goes into minority, and so like the
True.
minority is actually just all the independents are just people from that party, which is what you saw in New South Wales. It's what you saw in South Australia just before our election. People just generally like Labor and Liberals a lot more than most independents.
But at Wakehurst, I believe that was a Teal independent, right? Yeah. Sky News predicts a Labor win. JM says the final news poll looks pretty spot on, almost to the percentage point at the moment, which I agree with. Yes.
And if Stephen Sky News is calling it for Labor, then all I can say is, as a Labor member, congratulations, Labor, and may you do New South Wales well.
And ALP are ahead in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they've won 5 and they're ahead of 7.
So Anthony Green is calling Epping Labor's ahead.
Really? What the fuck?
Yeah.
This can't be
Although
right.
He says he wants to see more counting though.
It's a mistake. It's a computer mistake, and he's not sort of acknowledging that. There's no way that Labor are going to win Epping. At least off the primary votes.
Yeah, computers always break down at the worst possible time. Like down here at AAA, we've had computer troubles with the computerised attendance taking system, so had to awkwardly switch to the old paper manifest halfway through, letting 20-odd people in. So not the first time that our app has played up. So that's tech for you.
Yep, seems like it. Yeah, if you look at the website, the Liberal Party are ahead in Epping. So has he taken? He's yeah. So that might be a mistake. So I think that the ALP are ahead, and I believe like 11 seats that the coalition they currently have.
Also, so they fixed where we're back in play within Leckington.
I think Labor's probably going to win about 49 seats at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's clearly not any 2011 landslide.
I'm just gonna disconnect. I've just got an AA member talking
to me. No problems. Talk to you soon.
Like obviously, I wouldn't call this a landslide, but it's a lot better than we expected.
It's a win. It's would you say it's a narrow win, or would you say it's a comfortable win?
Yeah, there we go. So Chamber likely ALP 41, Liberal 15, National 11, others 8.
In some respects, the majority, it's just any form of majority is a comfortable win these days.
It is, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Unless... Well, anything above like the 47, I'll say 48 is comfortable at this point. Like you want to speak plus a majority.
The thing is like that people are all. It's like it seems quite likely in state governments for people to quit for some reason, or they get expelled or something like that. So that's always the thing. That...
What's the seat count? 41.
41 is likely, according to
but what about the Liberals? 27 or 28?
20. I don't know what was likely. I'm sorry.
I'll just keep it on 27 for now.
Where is my legislative council results?
Also, there's like 10 crossbench at the moment.
Yep, 10 crossbench.
That's quite big. Well, actually, wouldn't that be like quite the what do you call it? Backwards for
According to Kay, Credlin looks depressed.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Actually, if you think about it, 10 seats is actually backwards for the crossbench. They're on 11 before, so 10 would actually be them going backwards.
So the other seats, let's have a look. So I'm just looking at the primary vote swing. So there's only like a 2.2% swing to Labor on the primary vote. There's a 5.4% swing to the Liberals, against the Liberals, I mean. The Greens are got a 1% swing, the Nationals have a bit of a swing.
The result looks better than what Labor got in the federal, actually, I can tell you that much.
Oh, yeah.
Others on 15. The Legislative Council is going to be so interesting because I feel like there was a 4% swing to others. So... And it wasn't not much of a swing towards the Shooters, Fishers, or One Nation. So I'm very curious to see what is going to go on with the others vote in the Legislative Council. Oh my god, the two-party vote at the moment is 55 to 40, score, and it's a 7.5%
It's
swing
weird
to
because
Labour.
this would normally correlate with a landslide
It
for
would,
Labour.
it would, but I think something to do with the way that the seats are distributed, um, doesn't permit that or something. I'm not sure. Both Vic and New South Wales elections results really snuck up on us on the night after a little period of uncertainty. Very true. Very true.
I always thought Andrews was going to win Victoria with the majority. What surprised me was the fact that he increased it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point.
Holy crap! At the moment, you look at Heathcote, like Marianne Stewart's at 60%. Like, man, this is looking really good.
7.8% swing to the LP. Betting has been suspended. It's over. Labor should get a
By the
majority at this
way,
point.
Epping's been updated.
Right?
It's still weird, but like I can see sort of how Labor can win, but it's like
Yeah.
if every single third party preferences Labor, they win.
Yeah.
But like Liberals are like 49.1. So I still think I don't know where this Labor ahead is coming from, but maybe either the prediction swing is wrong or the actual first preferences is wrong.
It might become irrelevant anyway because Dominic Perrottet might just resign after this this election.
Oh, it's still a big humiliation if your leader loses their seat.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, if he doesn't lose his seat, he's probably going to resign anyway.
Yeah, but like something like former Premier Stephen Marshall is still in government here in South Australia, and
He's
Scott
still
Morrison's
really.
Still
Hey, also
Yes.
Holsworthy. We picked up Holsworthy in Winston Hills.
Holsworthy.
Yeah, one of those like key seats.
10% swing to the Labor Party at Holsworthy.
Yeah, and also in Winston Hills, 9%, and that's off Mark Taylor.
So what is Anthony Green going on about with Cabramatta? Let me have a look at this.
We'll gain Cameron. We'll retain Cameron Matterbutt.
Apparently, there was a big independent called Kate Huang in Cabramatta, but she's not going to. She might get into second place. That's basically what they're talking about at the moment, I think. But she's not.
I think that's enough because 45.2 for Labor and 5.2 and Animal Justice on 3%. They're going to preference Labor.
Yeah, I think Labor's going to win, but it will be between. It could be between the Labor Party and the Independent. I mean,
holy crap! Look at Liverpool.
Holy crap, Lois! Look at Liverpool. I'll have a look at it now.
Why are we losing Liverpool? We can't lose Liverpool.
Too early.
I love how the retiring member looks so much older than the two other members.
No, you know, Labour is not going to lose Liverpool. It's going to be fine. The Independent is not even going to get anywhere. So yeah, no, that's just a meme. It's all a meme. I'm just waiting for the legislative. I think it's a foregone conclusion. Labor have got a majority.
Hey, but we're going to legislative council. Do you think it would be a left wing or more of a right wing majority in legislative council?
So that's what the opinion poll I made 35 minutes ago asked, and we ended up getting a yes to 88% for a left majority. It's basically the left needs to win 12 to 9 seats in the upper house to get that majority. I think at this stage, I think it's probably likely that Labor will win 8 seats. The Greens will win 2, so that's 10. Legalized cannabis or animal justice will win at least 1. Then the last one is the questionable one. I'm not sure.
So Sustainable Australia is a right-wing party, you're saying?
No, it's sort of like a centrist centre-left party.
Cool, guys, look at Balmain.
Okay, I will go to Balmain. Green are ahead, but only slightly. Sustainable Australia they're sort of anti-immigration, but I think they're like pro-refugee, and they're like sort of anti-development, they're very pro-environment. They want to stop coal seam gas mining.
Yeah, we're behind Drummoyne.
Just doing a sound check, making sure you guys can hear me now. I'm back.
I can hear you.
Sounds good. So what's the latest now? Anthony Green's called it.
So he's called Labor's won, but we don't know if it's a majority yet.
I think it's a majority. I think it's pretty likely that it's a majority at this point.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Good to see so many people out voting one Labor.
it's definitely like Labour Party have definitely like absolutely smashed it when it comes to the two-party preferred. They're going to win like 55-45, but it's not going to necessarily translate into a huge win for seats.
Yeah, that's fair. And just another numbers updated, Aaron, we've had a three latecomer returning, so we're up to 24 now.
Nice, very nice, very nice.
Which is actually pretty much just bang on our average pre the whole Brendan behaving badly incident, which I'm sure you know all too well about.
So I'm sure you're very happy tonight, Heath, just as happy as James is about Labour getting a majority government in New South Wales.
Yeah, I couldn't be happy, actually. I've just had a bloody brilliant day. I had a great day hanging out with Jess and Nathan and all those guys, as you'd know, Eli.
Yep.
Now I've got a decent turnout here at AAA, and, of course, a decent election result over in New South Wales for the party I'm a member of. So all we need now is a kick-on to go well tonight after AAA, and Bob's my uncle.
Okay, so I'm just getting some comments. Samuel Edwards says, for the first time in our life, I voted one Labor in Oatley. Interesting. My mum was very much considering voting Labor, which she never does. But for the last minute, she voted Liberal. Akananis says, Sustainable Australia want a sustainable Australia, zero carbon future. They're not anti-development. They're anti-CO2 intensive development. They want to develop sustainable energy instead. Yes, but they still want to stop overdevelopment. I think they wanted to sort of decentralize the country, and they want to lower immigration. But on most policies, they're pretty left wing. I voted for them first, but like I'm not like that anti-immigration really. Like I think it's often a scapegoat used by people to explain things like high housing prices, and
it's like my weakest area. Like I have like next to no opinions on immigration.
I think it's used as a scapegoat by a lot of people when real issues are more to do with wealth inequality than like people like to blame immigrants for things. But I think generally immigrants, if you look at it, they actually contribute more to the economy than citizens do. Like if you take what all of that, I mean, I know they have kids and everything, but I think just generally at the end of the day, they're better for an economy. But I think that the citizens should be sort of what's the word? Citizens should be um, compensated for the fact that of what the cause of the issues of immigration, which doesn't happen, of course, because we don't have a UBI in Australia. So
yeah,
I
just thought I should let us like viewers know that Parramatta's we've gained Parramatta Labor game. Parramatta brings us up to 41.
Right. Yep.
So Labor's currently ahead of where they were before the election in terms of seats won. They were at, what, 39 were they before going into this election?
38.
Yep, 38, and now they're on 40.
They're up 3. Yeah, cool.
They're on 40.
Well, that's on like notionally. We're on 36. Well, 41 now. And also they fixed up Leppington, so we're ahead.
And they fixed up Epping as well.
Yeah, Epping, yeah. Leppington was like, I don't know how they would get Leppington. Like, I didn't see them get Leppington. Also, we're heading Kiama against Gariford. And that's something I'll be very happy about. We're also unlikely. We're looking at 42, 9 others, 2 Greens, 11 Nationals, and 14 Liberals. God damn. We're going to have like a 15-seat crossbench.
Yeah, we're going to have a massive crossbench, which is good for democracy because it allows different views besides the standard centre left, centre right to get heard as well. So
they kind of get the Teals have been somewhat ignored. Like, has Monica Ryan and stuff really had any influence on the federal stuff?
No, not really.
To be honest, honestly, I think with independents and crossbenches, it's either all or nothing. It's like either they hold the government to ransom and make them support their agenda, or they just don't have any influence at all. It's either all or nothing, depending on what's being voted on. And that's why crossbenches are so controversial, in my opinion.
Like, I can see why people want to vote crossbench, but voting crossbench doesn't really help the community. Like, you know, you can vote independent, you know, get an independent member elected to your community, but at the end of the day, if it's a majority government, I don't think the government's going to give them too much attention, especially, you know, within Parliament. Like, if you want something done for your community, you've got to either be in the government or in opposition, because at least you can get something done. If you in government, you can try and maybe get like like some money put into your electorate, for maybe some new public works, but it's not really going to happen if you're on the crossbench.
Yes, that reminds me of the whole commuter car park scandals where marginal seats were being targeted for commuter car parks by a certain major party.
Like, I don't get why there's such a stigma against major parties. Like, major parties aren't as bad as people think. People just have this. Like, I know a lot of minor parties.
It's easier to hate something than like something. I find in politics, like it's so easy just to say, "Oh, politicians suck." Insert sucks and stuff. It's way harder to defend them. And they do cruddy things, but they also do good things. But one cruddy thing gets, as you were saying before, no one cares about how many elections you called right. They only care about the few elections you got wrong.
Yeah, like no one, like everyone remembers your one mistake, but no one remembers your successes.
Yeah, exactly.
And
look at like people like Julia Gillard. Everyone looks at the carbon tax, but doesn't look at like Donski or
exactly.
And it's also like the same as in my career of football umpiring. Our football coach drills into us as us goal umpires, ones that wave the flag and keep the score. He says nobody's going to remember, no one in the crowd, no coaches, players, officials, parents, whatever, are going to remember when you got the score right or when you did everything correctly. They're going to remember when you got the score wrong, either because you did or because they think you did because they don't know the rules. And that's a bane of our existence as football umpires, particularly at the junior and amateur levels. People just going to remember, the umpire cost my team a free kick or cost my team a goal. They're not going to remember on that one time when you did, for better or for worse, either intentionally or unintentionally. They're not going to remember all the times where you've got the decisions right.
Yeah. Also, they've called another seat. We're on 43 now. Labor's on 43. That means
okay, so I do have some results for the upper house from the actual electoral commission themselves. And unfortunately, they don't give out a quota for each number, so I'll have to calculate it manually.
So it's what, divide by
it's like
it's 100 divided by 12, is it, or something?
It's 100 divided by 22.
Which would be like 4 point something.
Let's see. 100 divided by 22.
Excuse me.
It's about 4.5. So,
divide all their results by 4.5.
Yes. So, both the Labour are on about 30, Liberal National are on about 29. So, Labour are looking to have about 7, and so are Liberal, but they'll probably get more on preferences. Then we've got shooters, fishers, and farmers on about 4.2, so that should be enough to get them a seat. Legalized cannabis on 3.4, so that should be enough to get them a seat. One Nation on 5, which should be enough to get them at least one seat, maybe 2. The Greens on 9.92, which should be enough to give them 2 seats.
Hey, also Labor's gain only.
Sorry?
Labour gained only.
Labour gained only. Okay. So counting that
not gonna lie, Oatly sounds like a cereal brand for an electorate.
Look, I just want to know that there's an electorate called The Entrance. Like, what?
Here, I'll tell you, because I've been to The Entrance many times. My family lives in, but some of my family lives in The Entrance. Basically, it's like a massive pit, like an entrance into the ocean. So they call it The Entrance.
Where's this?
Funny name for an electorate.
Yeah, like The Entrance. David Meehan's the member. It was some other guy, but he lost in 2015. He was quite controversial. He got disendorsed, and he was getting.
Trying to remember the other electorate with a funny name was.
Huh?
Oh, the electorates with the funny names of is it the? Oh, where was it? It was the North Tablelands.
Why is that funny?
I don't know. What's the Tablelands? It's the land of tables.
Another one I think was funny is the Western Australian electorate of Burt. And I remember I was watching election coverage. It might have been Anthony Green or one of those big political head honcho commentators. And it was like, okay, now we're crossing to the adorably named and newly created federal electorate of Burt.
There's also Bean.
Yeah, in ACT. Yeah,
I love the seat of Bean.
Bang.
Bean.
Bean is really cool because and with hearing you say Bean, it reminds me on the odd occasion where I go to gay bingo, and I don't know what the number is, but one of the bingo calls is lick the bean.
Interesting. So yeah, we got
Just back to Bert. That reminds me of an AAA member's cute dog, expensive pedigree dog is named Bert.
right. Cool, cool.
It's a weird name. I wonder where that came. I don't know if it's like BER. I don't know if the exact spelling
Hang on.
of it, but I wonder where they got that name from.
Hang on. What is going on in Wollondilly? What is going on there?
What is?
Wollondilly. Like apparently an independent is ahead in Wollondilly. Woolen... Yeah. What the fuck? It's an independent gain. Where is this? Where is Wollondilly? Wollondilly.
Where is Wally? No, not Wally. Warren Dilly.
Wollondilly. Where is that seat? Wollondilly. Oh, it's Wollondilly, not Wollondilly.
It's south of Sydney.
Right, what the fuck? Okay, so an independent has apparently... was that the seat we were talking about the other day? I know there was one... No, that was different. I think that was a seat that was that might have been no, it was Wollondilly. We were talking about the other day. Yeah. So an independent has won that one. That seat. It's not a teal independent. Or it could be. I'm not sure. It's just some independent called Judy Hannan, I believe. So like this has been a big election for independents. Independents have done really well this election.
Yeah, I myself was not expecting independents to do very well. If you remember, that's what I was saying. I was convinced that them did well in the federal election because no one liked Scott Morrison.
Right. So I'm gonna go quickly to Oh, that's. Oh no, that's fine. It's a bit cut off, so let me fix that. I'm going to go to my little program now and just.
They're talking about Wollondilly right now in the news at the moment.
Oh, they are. Okay. All right, I'll
Now I'm just going to have to head off at some point because I'm going to have to go and have a quick committee meeting with the co-hosts and whatnot and do a little bit of AAA admin type stuff as we get towards the end of our event.
No problems.
I will try and be back soon. And that it's obviously congratulations to Labor, and it was interesting to see just how big their majority is. And I'll just touch on the point about independents doing well. So I think that's a common trend that's been seen a lot lately in state and federal levels. You look at the independent march on Canberra Batills, South Australian last state election, the independents did really well. There's been, and in quite a few recent elections, the independent share of a vote and share of the seats has increased.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly talk about the upper house now, and I'm going to go to my little program thing.
I'll be heading off for a little while. Bye.
No problems. Bye bye. So the coalition have won 6. I think that's pretty obvious. Labor Party have also won 6. That's also pretty obvious. The Greens have won 2. How well are the Animal Justice doing? I didn't actually look at that. Animal Justice have got 1.7%, which might be enough for them to win a seat. But legalized cannabis are probably going to win a seat. One Nation is probably going to win a seat. Shooters, Fishers, Farmers is probably going to win a seat. And then these last 4 seats are basically the ones that we're not sure about. Liberal Democrats have a chance at winning one of these seats because they've got 2.92%. Although last election we thought they were going to win a seat and they didn't, so maybe they won't. I don't know. One Nation are currently not looking that great, but they could win 2 seats from preferences from something like the Liberal Democrats. So I think that probably it's likely that the Liberal Democrats or One Nation are going to win one of those last couple of seats. So it's going to come down to these last 3 seats. I think that Labor is probably going to win another seat. So it comes down to these last 2 seats, actually. And it is anybody's guess what these last 2 seats are going to be. Liberals coalition will probably win one more, and they'll be on 7. I can't imagine them not winning 7 seats because they won 8 last time. So okay. So at the end of the day, it might be this very last seat, and if I was to give it to anyone, I would say Animal Justice is going to win that seat, as they usually do. So this is my prediction for the upper house at this stage. Coalition on 14, Labour on 15, Greens 4, Animal Justice 2, Legalised Cannabis 1, One Nation 3, Shooters, Fishers, Farmers 2, and Liberal Democrats 1. And this will give the left a majority in the upper house if this is the result that actually comes in, because the left will have 15 plus 9, that's 19, plus 2, that's 21. Um, they'll actually have 22, so they'll easily have a majority in the upper house if this is the result. So they can afford to actually to lose one of these seats. If one of these seats doesn't happen, then they can still win. So this is a good result for the left, but it's not too surprising given that the Labour Party have one or two party preferred of 55%. So yeah, definitely looking good for the left in the upper house at the moment. So I think I can get rid of that question. I can switch back to the ABC where someone's getting interviewed. How's everyone else going in the chat? And not in the chat, in the call. What's happening? Any new developments?
Not really. I'm getting a bit tired, but I kind of want to see this to the end.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to stick around for too much longer because I think a lot of things are a foregone conclusion. I don't think we're going to get.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping we could see the majority get called, but I knew it was very unlikely. Like, unless it was like a really definitive, we knew we weren't probably going to see the results.
The votes are being counted very slowly, so.
Yes, they are. How much longer do you think we should stick around for?
How long do I think we should stick around for?
Yeah.
I think I'll probably stick around for another half an hour. I think at this point.
All right, sounds good.
Just finish off everything.
The one advantage of these East Coast elections is they finish early for me because unlike Western Australia, where they went like well into midnight, seeing that they're an hour and a half after us.
And Akanakana says we'd have to allow Chinese joint ownership on projects for that. What does he say? They can make $1 million bridge for 10,000 using in-house
We'll
materials.
come back, guys. We got it. I see. He said 46 for Labour.
40 seats for Labour. Yep.
Oh, 46.
7.2% swing statewide.
I think it's quite. You know. I think we can all agree it's going to be a majority government at this point.
Yeah.
No, you know, Sormon, you predicted correctly. I predicted wrong.
As I say, I was very much based on the South Australian. This is definitely no South Australian election. Like, obviously, Labour's still come up short of like a real thumper, but like I was predicting. I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm saying.
Labour ahead on the primary vote in Camden. Is that a big swing? Labour ahead on the two-party preferred in Camden. Interesting. Where is Camden? Oh, it's got a margin of 7.1. It's in the sort of southwestern Sydney.
And also, what you also got to do is there are some seats that are like safe that hasn't been called yet. Like I'm hoping Labor will pick up East Hills.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pick up Heffron because that's a safe Labor seat. So that's like 45 right there. Kiama, hopefully we win Kiama, which is like 46. Leppington, which is like 47. And I'm hoping Oley, which is 48. And if we're able to get Terrigal, that'll be 49. And also Winston Hills, which will get us to 50. And we might get a 51st seat, but I'm not sure about that. And that's Miranda.
Miranda? What the fuck? Oh, because of that guy. That's right, the Scott Morrison guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say on the lowest, we'll probably like, I don't know, if we're looking at bare minimum of what they would go, probably like 46. So if it's a minority government, it'll be like a very slim minority.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be majority. I think it's pretty.
But I'd say it's probably not going to be like 48, 49. So we got to speak a plus a majority.
How the fuck did the Labour Party win this badly? What the hell?
When what badly this election?
This election, yeah.
Well, we didn't
Wait,
win.
wait, wait. Wait, what do you mean by win badly? Like, do you mean get a majority or?
Yeah, like how did they get like how did they get a majority? Like how did they
Like,
but like even look at the two-party preferred. Like the two-party preferred is like 55 to 45. How did that happen?
I have some suspicions. One is Scott Morrison heavily tied to the New South Wales branch of the Liberal Party, so I wouldn't be surprised if like his unpopularity is one of the reasons why like the Liberals became so unpalatable federally that also became unpalatable statewide. That's one of my suspicions. Um, maybe I'm biased, but I do not think Gladys Berejiklian was that popular.
Hmm.
I think the media was constantly talking her up, and when she went down, I don't think they realized that people were kind of like, "Wow, she was a corrupt asshole."
Yeah.
And,
Like
New South
the
Wales
news
Liberals
media
having
tried to
hit
bump
by
her up. The news media tried to proclaim that she was like some god or something.
Yeah, like every single news, like was it like every single New South Wales premier since they've never run with one premier twice in a row. Remember, they've constantly rolled every premier because I think normally because of
ICAC.
corruption.
Everything came with ICAC. It was O'Farrell, Baird, and then you had the Gladys Berejiklian. So I feel kind of bad for Mike Baird. I feel like Mike Baird's one was kind of over the top. It was something to do with like wine bottle, and it being like $3,000.
What sucks in some respects is Minns was actually a pretty decent bloke, and had he been like, obviously I don't think he was in Parliament back when they first got. I don't know what he was like. It wasn't amazing, but like, had he sort of gone in earlier, like he might have been able to keep the party going strong. Like had he been the one in 2019 to run the party, but like. Also, was Minns that good of a campaigner? Like, it sounds to me like the Liberals were kind of lost all their star candidates and were kind of left with the scraps. And so, even if he was a nice guy, Perrottet was never sort of meant to run an election.
Yeah, we
Labor
got it, boys. ALP 46.
Labor are ahead in Kiama.
Nice. Fuck Gareth Ward.
Yeah, what the hell?
I can hear the people. I can hear people outside. You know, like yelling.
Really? Outside your
Yeah.
house?
Yep.
Okay. What, you think it's about the election?
Yeah, I'm here like, hey, like something like that. Like,
Oh,
a
okay.
little bit.
So,
Meanwhile, I'm hoping my cat, which has just walked into the room, isn't making too much noise.
I'm kind of curious about
But
the...
the
something.
LNP, the Liberal Party has done so badly.
Remember, they are a 12-year-old government. Like, people, as governments get older, people grow to hate them more.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean, but like, you
Like, I'm trying to think. Technically, you're right, because like, isn't Victoria just had their? No, wait. This would have
Yeah.
been the Liberals' fourth win if they won here, right?
Yeah, like if you think about it, the Griner Fahy government lost, but they had 46 seats after. When like what's his name lost? The guy after Napstein, what was his name? No, Napstein. He was on like 43 seats, wasn't he? So it wasn't this bad. It was quite close, but Labor still won. But this one, just Liberals have lost. Like they've lost and bad.
What's interesting is this is the first, well, ignoring ACT, which will elect Labor until the heat death of the universe. This is the first government that's had a fourth try to win. Interestingly, next year, Queensland will be having their fourth try at a win. The Labor Party there will be having their fourth try of a win. And meanwhile, the NT will be having their third shot. But I'm interested because this will be an interesting test on the Queensland government. Can they win a fourth win there in that state? Because obviously they're going to have the same sort of stigma of being a long-time government, also with multiple corruption investigations. So, are you still there, Aussies Elect?
I am, yes. I'm just looking at Legislative Council crap.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if you had any opinions. Do you think, seeing as Queensland will be heading to their fourth attempt at a fourth win, do you think they'll be hitting some similar roadblocks to the New South Wales Liberals?
I don't know what's going to happen in Queensland if, like, the Labor Party will win again. I mean, the polls are showing that they're sort of in dire straits, but...
Here,
Yeah.
I say this. I'm not sure, if Labor win, but I think one thing we can be kind of agree on is that the Greens will definitely do better.
What, in Queensland?
Yeah, based on the federal results.
I'm unsure.
I wonder who's
Like-
leading the Liberal Democrats ticket this time, because I think the Liberal Democrats do have a good chance winning a seat this time. Wow, the coalition have got a big swing against them in the upper house. That's amazing. That's a swing of 6%.
Now we just need one more seat. Just and I think we're gonna get that seat. And that seat's probably gonna be like Kiama or Leppington only. So if we were to count on 46, so if we went
Okay. By the way, Auburn hasn't been called yet. I know it's a safe Labor seat, but is that in that 46 number there?
yeah, that's 47. That's 47, and Heffron's 48. So we've got a majority if we remain on 46 right now. And plus Kiama, that's 49. Leppington, 50. Only 51. Terrigal 52. And if I would pick up like a Goulburn, possibly Goulburn, then that's 53 seats.
It doesn't look like Labor's won Epping. That would have been funny,
Yeah.
but no.
Hey, no, honestly, everyone thought this would be a minority government, but like, imagine if he just picks up like 50, 51 seats.
So it says 43, and we've got Labor ahead in what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 7 seats.
Yeah.
Are all the seats in doubt the ones? Yeah, that'd be like 53. Wow. Okay.
And now, also a good thing about Kiama too, for Labor, every party has preference. Gareth will probably last because of the whole child thing. So the Liberals are probably preferencing Labor above Gareth Ward.
I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but in the federal election, several seats that were predicted to go to the Liberals flipped to Labor at like the last moment because the computer did not expect how pro the preference counts were going to be for Labor. So I wonder if that's going to happen here for a few seats that are kind of like, oh, I'm not sure if Labor's going to win it suddenly. Because that's what happened in Goldstein. Was it Goldstein the last election to get called in the federal election, the one that got called for Fiona Phillips?
Hey, wait, I think this might be the D60 like succession. I want to see what the thing has to say.
Sorry, what did you just say? Sorry.
Green's talking, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think he's about to call majority government. ABC, stop reminding me that Collingwood bet Port Adelaide.
At this stage, we're saying the Labor Party has reached majority government.
Yep, he just said that they have a majority government.
Party poppers.
They won 46.
We had that 47 1 minute ago, so it does go up and down. We're confident the Labor will reach majority government. There's enough seats, whether ahead or close to, that will reach.
See what I mean? One seat. If this is like 50 seats, it'd actually be a lot better.
If they fall one seat short, they'll be easily able to govern with a crossbench.
Are you there?
Yes. Sorry, what's up?
I would say, yeah, then if he's able to get like 48, 49, he's actually got the best result out of any Labor Party that just came to government because they've only won the majority with one seat.
Right. Labor
Honestly,
Party,
the Liberal how to vote cards.
the Labor Party has won a majority of seats in New South Wales.
Yep.
Yep. That's GG. Yep. So,
Sorry, were you saying that Labor? This is the first time Labor's come into power with a decent majority. Like, they normally come in really narrowly, do they?
Yeah, very narrowly. Like in 1976, when Never Ran won, it was 50 seats, and when Bob Carr won, it was 50 seats too.
okay. Breaking news, everyone. We have actually Legislative Council results coming in
On the ABC.
on the ABC. Yes. So I will cut to that now. So we've got Labor on 7 quotas, Liberals on almost 7 quotas, Greens on
Is that 7 seats?
yes, basically. Greens on 2 and a bit, One Nation on 1 and a bit, Shooters, Fishers, Farmers almost on 1, Legalised Cannabis almost on 1, Liberal Democrats going towards 1, Animal Justice half of 1. So pretty much, yeah, this is pretty much what I expected. What I was saying earlier, Labour will probably win 8, Liberals will probably win 7, maybe 8. The Greens will win probably 2. One Nation will win 1. Shooters Fishers will win 1. Legos Cannibals will win 1. The Liberal Democrats will win 1, and Animal Justice will win 1.
Yeah, but by the way, if you look at this, there's a 0.35 on Labour and a 0.34 on the Greens. Combine it together, you get a almost a 0.7, which should probably translate to one additional seat.
Yeah,
Either of those
so I
two.
think the Greens or Labour will win 1 extra seat than the 7 or
Yeah.
2.
Well, that's good because that would transform the majority from 2022 to 2020 to 2020 to 22 20 our way.
Good for them. All right. So, with that cause, is there anything else you want to talk about while we wrap up? Because obviously, there's going to be. I have one list thing to talk about beyond this election that will be possibly worthwhile, but
Well,
that'll
so
be, that'll be about the Aston by-election. If anyone wants to make some predictions for that.
Oh
but
yeah,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll save that until we're finished here.
I think no. I think we can. I think we can mostly finish up. Like
All right. So, do you want to talk a bit about Aston coming up next Saturday?
sure. So probably the Labour's going to win that, right?
Yeah, well, we're in the midpoint here of this sort of super election. The Arafura by-election last week was obviously the New South Wales this week, and next week is Aston. And Labor is currently on a 2 for 2 at the moment. They dominated in the Northern Territory. They've not quite dominated, but done really well here. They've exceeded expectations here.
Mhm.
I think there was a solid chance that Labor is going to go 3 for 3 and win
Yeah.
Aston, which would be incredible because a federal government has never picked up a seat in a by-election in over 100 years.
Wow.
1919. That was the last time it happened.
Right. Right. Okay. I think it will happen. Yeah. Albanese is still decently popular. The government is still decently popular. The AUKUS thing is not going to hurt them in a seat like Aston.
Worse, it's going to lead votes to the Greens.
Yeah, but I mean it's compulsory. It's compulsory preferential voting, so we'll probably come back to Labour anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that Labour's going to win that seat, and it will be sort of record breaking. But this is I don't know.
Do you think we're going to live stream it, or do you think it's going to be
I don't think it's worth live streaming really. Like it's not that important really. But I guess I mean it's worth a comment on definitely. Yeah.
So I'll be very interested. I might live stream it myself actually, so I'll throw the option up to you guys if you want to join me on that.
You know, all right. I will just end this poll, and I'll just start one last poll about if Labor's going to win the
Aston by-election.
Because yeah, I feel like that poll. I think Animal Justice will win an upper house seat. They've done it before of this kind of primary vote. So will Labor win the Aston by? So when you say they've never won a by-election, does that mean off the other party or just in general?
The government has never picked up a seat in a by-election.
Picked up a seat, right? Yep.
So the government's retained seats in by-elections, but they've never, and the opposition's won seats off the government, but the government has never won a seat off the opposition. So in 1919, I believe the Nationals, the Nationalists who were in power at the time under Billy Hughes, they basically some Labor guy. I can't remember if they expelled him or if he.
Edwin Corbyn.
It might have been him, but anyway, they because he was Irish, they took advantage of him being Irish and like Australians being racist pieces of shit back then. Used that as a way to drum up support to knock him off because Labor was really heavily built in with the Irish movement, and like so they sort of supported things like the Irish independence, whereas the Nationalists were built more with the British Protestants and were able to use that. Well, quite frankly, pretty racist dog whistling to win the seat in 1919. I need to look more into it. I haven't actually read much about it. I might actually do a bit of research into it going into the Aston by-election to talk about the previous time a government won a seat off the opposition.
And well, I think we can all agree Labor has won a majority. Even Heffron is going to go Labor, safe Labor seat. So Heffron would give us that lucky 47.
Is that Gladys? Yeah, Gladys is. Wait, is that? Oh, that was. I thought she was on the panel for a second. It was just.
No, that's like.
Right. Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
if we look at the ones in doubt, and look at all the seats in doubt, we'll pick up Auburn, so that gives us 48. If we pick up Kiama, that gives us 49, represent 50, Ole 51, Western Hills
How
52.
about
So
Efron? How about Efron?
everyone's later, safe later.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you're already counting that one, are you?
Yeah, so 48.
Okay.
I'm guessing 48 minimum.
Yep. Yep. And you think they're going to pick up Auburn, Kiama, Leppington, Oatley?
Well, no, I'm not saying. I'm
Winston
just saying
Hills?
ahead. I'm saying they'll pick up
What?
Auburn and
Hang on.
Heffron. But
There's an independent ahead in Pittwater. What the fuck? I
yeah,
didn't hear about
that
this.
doesn't really concern me.
Okay. All right. Very
Like,
interesting.
if you have, like, even though there's a 12-seat crossbench, the 12 seats also make it harder for the Liberal Party to win a majority.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. I mean, that's liberals are pretty fucked after this. It's actually really similar to the federal election where Labor did well and they got a majority, but it's only a slim majority. There's a shit ton of crossbench, and Liberals and Nationals
Yeah.
did absolute shit.
Look,
It's
I don't think it's gonna be as big. I think it'll probably remain, I don't know, maybe 11, 10, 11 seats, maybe 12.
it's really weirdly similar to the federal election of this result.
No, but I'll say Greens will get 3 seats. The Independents will probably get, I don't know, like maybe 8, 9, so that gives them about 11, 12 seats. So it just kind of depends. So 12 seats, that's still a pretty shitty, definitely not a good block. But if it's 11 seats, that's not really much from what it was before, because it was 9 independents plus 3 Greens. So if it gains 1, it's not actually that much different. The only difference is that Labor has the majority, the Liberals don't.
So who is this
Well-
This ball guy? Is this Matt Keane?
Yeah, that's Matt Keane. That's the
Oh, okay.
treasurer.
Yeah.
Well, treasurer,
Former treasurer.
Yes.
and current, and he's yeah, yeah, seems to be extra.
Parent.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting pretty tired now, so
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna. Head
Okay,
off.
so I'm just
But
gonna.
also, though, one thing I can say though is I don't think Matt Keane will succeed. Dominic Perrottet, Matt Keane's a major moderate, and a lot of baseline Liberal supporters don't like the moderates, especially Matt Keane.
Okay.
Well, that's nice. I'm gonna head off now, guys. It was nice
Okay.
chatting with you guys, and I guess we'll be back. What? Do we do the territory elections, or am I back? Or are we doing Queensland next?
I mean, is there a territory election coming up? Is it Northern Territory?
Both territories are up for elections next year. I think NT's
Next year.
first, and then I think ACT, then Queensland.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll do those.
Well,
Sure.
up to you guys. I'm Mr.
Won't be
Foss.
won't be nearly as
don't know much
noteworthy as
about
this
those.
election.
New
But
Zealand also goes to elections next year as well.
oh yeah, maybe we'll do the New Zealand elections. They're basically a state of Australia. So
All right, I gotta get going now. So I
right.
wish you guys a lovely good
See
night.
you guys.
I'll
we're
see
gonna
you.
see you later, Sormon. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
You've been a
see
great
you soon.
presence. Yeah.
Gonna stay on for a little bit longer. And just
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what-
we're going to finish up within the next 10 minutes, I think, because there's not too much else that needs to be discussed. Balmain, the Greens could lose that.
Also, look at Terrigal. We could win Terrigal.
Terrigal? All right, I will.
Yeah, because that's with the Greens, and we're going to get mostly Green preferences, and the Greens are only 10%, we're only 41.
Terrigal.
Oh, hey, do you want to wait for Chris Minns to do his his win speech?
That's probably not going to be for a while. I'll
Okay.
probably just end the stream before that, and then I'll just go watch that myself, I'd say.
Okay. 14% swing towards the ALP in Terrigal.
I'm actually surprised he hasn't done his speech yet. So, but
Yeah.
oh right, yeah, Labor have yeah, it's a gain for Labor, yeah. Shit.
Let's see if they've been able to get 47.
All right, I'm just gonna finish this off by talking
Right.
once again about Legislative Council because
Oh no, he's here. Chris Minns is on his way to party.
Oh, he is. Okay, all right. Well, no, I think we'll end the stream before he talks. I just want to quickly say about the Legislative Council. These are my predictions. I think the only thing that could possibly change is One Nation could get a seat off somebody. I don't know who. It won't be the Greens. It probably won't be Labor. It probably won't be legalized cannabis. It probably won't be animal justice, and it probably
Ooh.
won't be shooters. It won't be shooters. So maybe One Nation will get the last seat off the Liberal Democrats. I don't know. But yeah, this is pretty much the upper house. Labor, the left have a majority upper house, so they should be very happy about that.
And also, one more thing before we do go.
Yeah.
One Nation's Camden. Camden's on Labor.
One Nation. What about Labour? Sorry,
Camden, they picked up Camden.
they've picked up Camden.
Yeah,
Uh,
you said it's. I thought they wouldn't pick up Camden, so
What the Labour Party would not pick up Camden?
no, we did. We picked up Camden.
Oh, okay,
Camden.
right. And I think and it ended up being a two-party preferred between them and uh the Liberals anyway, because I remember like
Yeah.
the One Nation was that the
Okay,
same?
well, you go.
No, that was Cessnock. I want to have a look at Cessnock because Cessnock was really weird. Yeah, Cessnock. Yeah, legalized cannabis still in third place in Cessnock. Very good. Big fan. What seat is that place called? What is it called? The seat that's like Nimbin? What seat is that in? Can you look that up?
Look what up.
The seat of Ninbin. When the city, the town of Ninbin. Which electorates that's in?
Ninbin.
Yeah.
Ninbin. Okay, found Ninbin. Let's find it. It's in Lismore.
It's in Lismore. Oh, okay. Right. Well, I want to check the legalized cannabis vote in Lismore. See if it's any good. Let's have a look.
Hello, yeah.
Oh, they didn't even run in Lismore. What the fuck?
Also, about legalized cannabis, the top guy in legalized cannabis, remember Jeremy Buckingham, the guy
Yeah.
that ran
Yeah.
the former the ex-Green Independent.
Yeah, and you tried to run in the last state election.
Yeah, well, he lost, so
Yeah, he's
that's
back.
who's on legalized cannabis.
Yeah, he's back here. They'll probably win a seat. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's better for Labor, to be honest, than anything else.
What about Labour? Sorry.
It's better for Labor if he does win.
Yes, it is. It is better. It's better for Labour. It's better for the left. But I think
Yeah.
that the Labour won't even need the legalized cannabis party to pass legislation because they can get a majority with animal justice probably, unless One Nation take that seat off of them. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Okay. I think that's it. I think we're pretty much
Yep.
done.
Okay, well, I'll see you another time then.
Yep, it's
See
been fun.
everyone. I hope you all had a good time. Obviously, we can all sit here and say if you're a Labour supporter, you're having a good night. If you're a Liberal supporter,
Yep.
you're not having such a good night. But hopefully, everyone was able to find some type of closure in this election. Obviously,
I mean, it's been 12 years. After your government's been in for 3 terms, it's very difficult to
Yeah,
keep
it's
on
very
going.
difficult.
Yeah.
Well, I commend everyone who was on the campaign trail. You all did your best for whatever party you voted and did your campaigning for, and I hope you guys had a good time. And that's it from me. I'll see you later.
They keep cutting up electorate up here to minimize number of minor parties. Been fun. Thanks all. What does that mean? Can you explain what that means before we end the stream? What do you mean by they keep cutting up electorate up here to minimize number of minor parties?
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back. We're just about to end the stream.
Okay, what are your closing remarks?
My closing remarks are well done to the Labour Party. Very big win for them. Was a surprise that they managed to get a majority, but congratulations. And it looks to be a good election for the left. And now all of mainland Australia is red. So, yes, that's a thing. As someone who is on the left side of politics, it's a good night. It's a good night. But I kind of wish that it was a minority government for Labor, because I feel like the independents would have held Labor more to account, especially on issues like gambling and the land tax thing, because those are 2 things I definitely do not agree with Labor on. So I think it's a little bit disappointing, honestly, that Labor have got a majority. For me, personally, they gerrymandered this area almost every election to make sure Nats or Labor have a majority path. Right, I see you. I take it you live up in near like Lismore or Ballina area, Mister.
Well, like, who was talking about gerrymandering? Because gerrymandering, it's run by an independent AC, it's not run by the
Yeah,
party.
well, it is. Yeah. So it was Akanakist said about the gerrymandering. So I don't know how he can defend that about the
The
gerrymandering.
the only state that really does gerrymandering is South Australia, but that's to benefit the losing party.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think he can back up that claim, but it's an interesting claim nonetheless. But yeah, I'm disappointed that the legalized cannabis party didn't run in Lismore, get those Ninbin voters. But maybe next time.
Okay, well, I thought you should know Labor got a majority.
Yeah, I'm personally, I wish that it was a minority government, but that's life, I guess. I'd still vote
Well,
for
what did you enjoy having, like, more people, more talk,
more people. What do you mean?
like, more crossbenchers? Is that what you're trying to say?
I would have liked it if Labour was held to account.
Well, Labor will be held to account. You do realise there's an upper house.
True, true. Okay, that is true, but it is better when they have to be held to account in both houses.
Well, the one thing I do hope the Labor does do is they do start letting us watch the house sittings like they do in Victoria. Like, that's something I don't know. They don't let us watch the house sittings. I want them to do, like, the live streams or whatever, make, like, videos.
Oh, they don't let you do that in New South Wales?
No, I don't know. They do it. They do it for the question time for like
Right.
Victoria
Right.
and the
Oh,
house. But I'm hoping question time is allowed in New South Wales now.
in federal election, we like to go 150 kilometers west for EG, one of the largest electorates in the state now federally. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Arkanarchist, what seat you're in or what seat you're talking about.
Then with me, my closing remarks is that it is very pleasing as a Labor member and voter to see Labor return to government in New South Wales with a majority so they can implement their agenda without too much trouble. It is also nice to see, of course, the Greens again maintain a few seats there. No, also, I will point out a note of interest that last time I checked, I'll just check now that the Shooters and Fishers and Farmers Party have not done very well.
They've done as well as people would have expected. They haven't won a seat in the lower house. They'll win a seat in the upper house. So they didn't do amazingly, but like they didn't do absolutely terribly either. They've still got a seat that they've won.
Yeah, it's interesting. At one point, Shooters, Fishers and Farmers they had 3 seats, which had small populations but spread out across large areas. So at one point, they had almost or over half of New South Wales geographically under their control because the Nationals were on the nose.
Now it's former Shooters independents. Maybe they'll all form up a team again. Maybe they'll make a party with each other again or something. Who knows? Yeah.
Okay, well, either way, like I said, Labor gets a 48 because of Heffron, but we just see with Goldman, Kiama,
Yep.
Hills goes. It's actually we've fallen behind in Oatley. That's not very good, but hopefully we're able to win Oatley because that'll give us the 50.
Now, just looking at the current statistics now, the final run of the board, Labor 47, Liberal 15, Greens 2, Nationals 11, 0 to One Nation, 0 to Shooters, Fishers and Farmers, and 8 to others. With 36.8% counted updated 5 minutes ago. Two-party preferred is 55.1% Labor to 44.9% Coalition with a 7.1 swing to Labor.
Yeah. So, well, the most I can say is Labor will either we'll get at least 50 seats. So Labor's likely to get 50 odd seats. But it's questionable if they get 51 or 52. Obviously, as a Labor member, I'm hoping they get 52, possibly even 53, but you kind of just got to see where it is. But I'd say 50, like in general.
All right, that's it. Ending the stream now. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Heath, James, and Sormon. He's gone now for participating. And yeah, it's been a good stream. So bye bye.
Thank you. And